I'm expecting a guest.
Ah, reverend gentleman, yes, sir. He's come already. I put him in the visitors' lounge.
Excellent.
Dr. John Silence.
What?
Paging Dr. John Silence.
Is
Paging
Dr. Silence in the club?
Yes, sir.
I wonder. Look, ask him if he'd join me later, will you? If he can spare the time?
Yes, sir. You'll be in the visitors' lounge.
Oh, yes, for an hour or so at least. We shall be having tea there.
Right, sir.
Mr. Hubbard.
Maloney, my dear fellow. How are you?
Hating London.
Oh, come.
Then I never visit it, unless I'm on my way somewhere else. In 3 weeks' time, we shall have left civilization behind us, thank God.
Oh, you sound as if you're glad.
I am profoundly.
Where have you left your wife and daughter? I was expecting...
Oh, women. They've gone shopping.
Not so glad to be leaving civilization behind, eh?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Incidentally, I told them to meet me here. Is that all right?
Of course, when?
Oh, what a question. When they've finished with the shops, I imagine. They'll probably descend on the club carrying hat boxes, brown paper parcels, feminine bric-a-brac. Your hall porter will be horrified.
Well, don't worry. James is very well trained. He'll scoop them up and sweep them into the visitors' lounge before they can take one step down the hall. Tea.
Thank you.
I'm quite glad to talk to you first. I've got a list of our basic equipment here. As I see it, we shall need... what's the matter?
Who's that man?
I'm sorry?
Behind you, over by the pillar. Thin with a short dark beard. Most extraordinary grey eyes.
Why, John.
You know him?
I got your message.
My dear John, I'm so very glad to see you. Look, may I introduce? This is the Reverend Timothy Maloney, Dr. John Silence.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do? You are a visitor to London?
Yes, indeed. But why?
Oh, forgive me. You have the look of a man who prefers a cleaner air, a wider horizon.
You're entirely right. My parish is in Sussex, but I'm taking a 3-month holiday with our friend here.
Ah.
Yes, I was anxious to have a word with you before I go, John. We shall be away for some time, going first to Stockholm and then to the Northern Islands.
I envy you. Where do you hope to pitch camp?
Oh, the Lord alone knows, Dr. Silence. We shall potter about for hundreds of tiny uninhabited isles.
I know.
Oh, beautiful, John. You've no idea. Wild, untamed, elemental beauty. You should come with us.
I wish I could.
You rang, sir?
Oh, yes, tea, please. You'll join us, John?
Thank you, no. I'm with some friends.
Oh, just for two, then?
Yes, sir.
How many of you are going on this adventure?
Mr. Maloney, his wife and daughter, myself.
And a student. Oh, did I tell you, Mr. Hubbard, I'm taking one of my students, a boy from Canada.
Oh, really?
5 of you? Yes, well, I must rejoin my friends.
I'm sorry you can't wait, but I'll see you when we get back to London.
If not before. Yes, excuse me. Goodbye, Mr. Maloney.
Goodbye, sir. A pleasure to have met you.
Goodbye, John.
What did you say his name was?
Dr. Silence, a very old and dear friend of mine.
I judge him to be wealthy. One of your Harley Street specialists, no doubt.
Oh, good Lord, no. Though he's got money, certainly. John Silence spends his working hours doctoring the poor, and his leisure... Well, I scarcely know how to tell you this.
What's that?
He studies psychical phenomena.
Table rapping, crystal balls and cells. Oh, no.
No, I put it badly. He's an expert on the mental causes of bodily illness, the shadowy areas of the subconscious, what he calls the mysteries of the soul.
Good heavens, does he?
You don't approve?
As a clergyman, Mr. Hubbard, you could hardly expect me to approve. I must confess, anything to do with a man's soul, I consider my business.
Isn't that a little presumptuous?
Yes, and I didn't mean... Ah, here they are at last. Eleanor, Joan...
Hello, Father.
We are both exhausted. How do you do, Mr. Hubbard? I have simply got to sit down.
Why, of course. Yes.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you. Your club is splendidly male. We were both brushed out of the entrance hall at once, like so many specks of dust.
I'll order some more tea.
Why do you call it the Vagabonds Club? Nothing could be more civilized.
The English passion for paradox, I suppose.
How was the shopping?
A bore.
Marvellous. But the crowds, Tim, and the cabs.
Never mind, Mrs. Maloney. 3 weeks from now, you won't have cause to complain. There won't be too many people. There won't be anybody except us.
Now, have we got all the luggage?
Yes.
Well, where's my green case? Joan, are you sitting on my green case?
No, Mother.
Don't fuss, Eleanor. We've got everything, I promise
But
you.
are you sure? Remember the time we found ourselves in the middle of the Black Forest without a frying pan? 2, 4... Now, where's the Gladstone bag?
I have it with me.
I've never really trusted porters ever since that terrible morning in Basle. 6, 8... Yes, that seems to be everything. Now, where's Mr. Sangri?
He won't be long. It was arranged that he should meet us here.
The train goes in half an hour. You do know the train goes in half an hour.
Hello, Mrs. Maloney.
Ah.
I've brought a selection of magazines to read on the journey.
That's very kind of you, Mr.
Shall we
Hubbard.
get on board?
We're waiting for Peter Sangri, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, I'll see if I can spot him. What does he look like?
My dear, what does Peter Sangri look like?
Come, he's your student Maloney, you must know.
He's a very ordinary little man.
Short, tall, dark, fair.
Can't say I've noticed. He's just ordinary.
His health is bad.
Well, that doesn't sound very encouraging. Is he the right man for our party?
Do him good. Toughen the boy up. He's young. We shall need another pair of hands around the camp.
Well, he may be in the ticket hall. Excuse me a moment.
Tim, there's someone who seems to know you.
What's that?
Good morning, Mr. Maloney.
Oh, morning. My dear, this is... oh, you must forgive me. I've entirely forgotten your name.
John Silence.
Of course. Dr. John Silas.
Oh, how do you do? Tim, I think we should be getting into the train, or we shall never get 4 corner seats.
All right, dear. You and Joan take your places. I'll wait here for Sangri.
Very well, dear.
Well, he isn't in the booking hall as far as I can make out. There's nobody who resembles... John! Well, this is uncommonly kind of you.
I was near the station. I had a sudden impulse to wish you bon voyage.
Well, thank you.
Barely 10 minutes left. Where is that boy? Excuse me.
They seem a pleasant family.
Yes, indeed.
The mother is pretty, the daughter is not. It happens from time to time. I always find it rather sad. Do you look forward to your journey?
Very much. It should be a fascinating trip. I'll write to you.
Yes, do that. You'll be going very much back to nature, as they say. The islands can be terribly empty.
My dear man, are you afraid we'll turn into savages?
No. There is, I think, a more immediate danger.
Oh, and what's that?
That you will turn into yourselves.
Are you coming, Hubbard? We're all here now.
Tell me, who is that young man with Mr. Maloney?
He's the Canadian student. I believe he's called Peter Sangri. He doesn't look up to much, does he? Better with a pen than an axe, I'm afraid.
Hubbard, it's time. Hurry.
Yes, coming. I'll see you when I get back, John.
Unless you should send for me sooner.
What did you say?
Stephen, listen to me. I shall be in Stockholm. If you need me, write. Write!
He spoke for all the world as if he had some queer presentiment.
Upon my soul, I find that absurd. And a trifle disconcerting, to speak the truth. I exchanged barely 10 words with your friend.
Oh, John Silence doesn't go by words. He has a kind of perception, an almost animal instinct for danger.
My dear good fellow, we're not going to run into any danger, I can promise you that. I've had a lot of experience, so have you, and a properly equipped, well-organized party.
Yes, tell me about Sangri.
My young student? What's there to say?
He strikes me as unsuitable.
Oh, the boy's willing enough. Delicate. Might be a touch of lung trouble there. But he's willing. An innocent abroad, is that what you mean?
Have you known him long?
About 3 months. He came over to study for his degree. I can't say he's made much impression on us.
No, you couldn't remember what he looked like.
Sorry?
I asked you on the station platform, and after 3 months, you couldn't even remember what he looked like.
Hello, Mr. Hubbard. Isn't this wonderful?
Yes, indeed.
Little green islands, black pine woods, ice blue water. No, the sky-high clouds.
You enjoy it, hmm?
It's like coming back to heaven.
Yes. Oh, put your coat on, child. We don't want you catching cold.
Dreaming, Mr. Sangre?
Oh, hello. I was miles away, lost. Have you noticed? You can lean on the rail and watch the water sliding away beneath you hour after hour. And look at the gulls following the ship.
You'll find life very different when we pitch camp.
Oh, yes, I suppose so.
Are you fond of nature?
What a queer way of putting it. Fond? No, I don't think so. But you see, one belongs.
You seem better than you were in London.
Have I changed?
Well, you've more colour in your face. You look a bit more solid.
It's not just me.
Oh, quite. We all needed a change.
Joan, you know. Miss Maloney. I used to think her a rather plain girl. In England, London, on the city streets, she appeared awkward, wrong. Too thin, too dark. But here it's different.
I wouldn't call her pretty, even now.
Oh, no. Not pretty. Not pretty at all. But beautiful.
You're not in the centre.
Sorry, sir.
Strike, man. Use some power. Oh, give me the axe.
What are you laughing at, Mr. Hubbard?
I'm sorry, it's your father. I don't think he should have ever been a clergyman. He's so obviously much happier as a lumberjack.
I'm afraid Mr. Sangre annoys him.
Yes, well, he's not going to be a very useful member of the party, hmm?
Hubbard, Joan, why are you standing there? It's time we had a campfire.
Oh, we have our marching orders.
Do you want us to collect brushwood, Father?
Yes, and hurry. Only a few hours before we lose the daylight.
Oh, well, come along then, Joan. Oh, that should be enough. Now, don't try and carry any more, Joan.
Oh, I can manage. I'm very strong.
Then have some respect for my years and stop a minute, hmm?
Are you all right?
If I can get my breath back. Oh. This is the most fantastic place. We can see over the whole island from up here.
Yes. It worries me. It's so empty.
What? Well, most of these little islands are completely uninhabited. Surely you didn't expect neighbours?
Of course not. But I think Father's made a mistake.
Huh? Oh, that campsite is perfect, Joan. Level ground, a splendid view, a rise at the back to break the
It isn't
wind.
the camp, it's the island.
What about it?
You don't notice anything?
Well, the woods look a bit decayed.
Why?
I'm sorry?
You really haven't seen what's wrong?
I'm afraid not.
And yet you said yourself we can see across the entire island, Mr. Hubbard. There are no birds, there are no animals, and there is no water.
Upon my word, I believe you're right.
Blast. I beg your pardon, my dear. The fault's entirely mine. I should have done a survey first.
Are we going to strike camp then?
No. No, the light is fading already. We have enough fresh water for tonight. Tomorrow we can take the dinghy and explore some of the nearby islands. If there's a spring not too far away, I suggest we stay put. Quite easy to bring supplies across.
No,
You won't find a better ground for the tents, my dear.
I dislike the place. It has no life anywhere.
Be reasonable. If there's no fresh water, it follows there can be no life.
Are these islands volcanic?
In origin, I would think so.
Food?
Ah! Come to the cookhouse door!
He remembered the frying pan this time. Mr. Hubbard, will you hand the plates round?
Right.
It smells delicious, my dear. My compliments to the cook.
Where's the bread?
Where's Mr. Sangri? Mr. Sangri, we're eating.
He's over there, leaning against a tree.
Oh, dear. I hope that young man isn't going to spend all his time in a brown study. Sangri! Food!
Sorry?
Bacon! Bread! Haven't you got an appetite?
Sit down, Mr. Sangri.
Now, jobs for the morning. There's no fresh water on this island, Sangri, which means somebody must take the boat and go on a voyage of exploration. I suggest you and Mr. Hubbard and Joan. We shall be busy about the camp.
Right. Now tie the boat to that tree. Steady. Good, good. You want a hand, Joan?
Heavens, no!
Oh, you're like a mountain goat.
Do we split up?
Yeah, I should think so. Be quicker. You go along the coast to the right.
Yes, all right.
Joan to the left, and I'll try my luck inland. Eh?
Mr. Hubbard,
What's the matter?
I'd rather come with you if you don't mind.
Oh, I refuse to believe you're nervous.
No, I'm not. But I do want to talk to you. Listen, don't leave me alone with Mr. Sangri, please.
My dear child, has he been annoying you? You'd better tell your father.
No, there's nothing I can object to. But I'm always afraid he's going to say or do something that might lead to unpleasantness.
You must be kind to him, whatever else you may feel. He's exceedingly fond of you.
I know, but I can't help it. He makes me feel, I don't know, half afraid.
Poor man. It's not his fault if he's delicate.
But that's not what I mean. There's something deep down in him that calls to something deep down in me. Something in his very soul that terrifies me. I can't explain what I mean, but I can't help it. Anyway, I'm glad I've told you. Don't let's talk about it anymore.
I understand. Well, which way shall we go?
Up the hillside? There might be water beyond. Did you sleep well?
Yes, like a log. What an extraordinary question. I should have thought all of us were tired out after your father's slave driving.
You didn't hear anything?
In the night?
I did. I woke some time before dawn, and I heard a dog crying.
Oh, wild dogs, yes. You get a lot of them in this part of the world. Nothing to be afraid of. They won't come near the campfire.
I heard a dog.
Well, as I told you.
You still don't understand, do you? There are no animals on the island. There is no water.
Yes. Yes, I take your point. But, well, we could have been mistaken. A quick search. Yes, my word upon it. We made a mistake. There must be a hidden spring. There are trees, after all.
But even the trees are dying.
My dear, I expect you dreamt it.
Can you be woken by a noise you've dreamt?
It's a medical fact, actually. I shouldn't worry. You were exhausted and having a nightmare.
Hello?
Huh?
Hello?
Oh, that's Sangri. Sounds as if he's been lucky.
Mr. Hubbard, I found water.
Good man. Come along. We better get the cans from the boat.
The dog?
That's what she said.
Quite impossible.
I suppose it might have swum across from one of the other islands.
Well, why should it? No, no. I caught a number of fish today. That should make good eating for breakfast.
You really enjoy this life, don't you, Maloney?
Oh, my dear fellow, between ourselves, I live for it. I exist during the rest of the year, but for 3 months I live. Throw another log on. There's a good chap.
Yes.
Are you coming to bed, Tim?
In a minute.
Joan's fast asleep. It must be the air.
How still it is.
This island would be quite perfect, but I miss the birds.
There must be a few.
No, Tim, I noticed all day. There's not a sound, not even a seabird. Just a dull thud as cones drop from the branches.
Somebody said the trees are dying.
I think they are. The wood you brought in was dry as tinder.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, yes.
Not too strenuous for you?
Good heavens, no. Don't laugh. I can be young again. And I don't have to wear a hat. No, I'm serious. I always feel St. Paul was a most unreasonable old man.
St. Paul wasn't old, Eleanor. At the time of the vision on the road to Damascus. Oh, God, what was that?
Tim,
It can't
Listen.
a wolf?
be. No, a wild dog.
I'll get my gun.
It seemed to come from over there, behind the mound.
Where's Joan?
In her tent asleep, you said so.
Yeah, yes, of course. Yes, she is.
Stay close to the fire. I'll kick the gun across my knee just in case.
Where's Sangri?
Oh, the boy is sleeping heavily. I looked in a few minutes ago.
Dear God, don't they hear it?
Behind the trees,
No, just beyond those bushes.
Quiet, please. I can't get the range. Listen.
There's a wind getting up.
What's that?
The branch is creaking.
I think it's gone.
But what was it?
It could have been a trick of the wind, bringing the sound across from another island.
Is that likely?
It's just possible. What isn't possible is that there should be a dog on this island. The creature would die.
This is ridiculous. The fire's getting low and I'm cold. Shall I make a mug of coffee?
Do, my dear.
Nobody going to bed yet?
I'm not tired. Might as well sit up. Just in case.
In case what?
I'm being absurd. As my wife says, ridiculous. There can't be a dog. Stir up the fire, my dear fellow.
Did you sleep well?
Oh, yes, thank goodness. Blissfully.
No more noises in the darkness?
Oh, that. Don't tease me, Mr. Hubbard. It must have been a dream.
Good morning, Miss Maloney.
Breakfast won't be long. Mother's cooking fish. Excuse me, I'd better go and help her.
Cheer up, Sangri.
Mr. Hubbard, I think I've heard you say that there are no animals on this island?
Why? Have you heard anything?
No, and I don't want to alarm the ladies. But may I show you something?
Yes?
I noticed it when I came out of my tent this morning. There are marks on the ground. There has certainly been some animal here.
Good Lord. Wait, I must get Mr. Maloney. Maloney!
Yes?
Yeah, look, can you come over here? I think the guy line on Sangri's tent is loose.
Nonsense. I put it up myself. What's this?
Shh.
What's the matter?
Keep your voice down. Sangri has found the footprints of an animal.
Where?
Round my tent, sir, look.
Dear God.
I'm right, aren't I? It's a dog.
The tracks go right up to the opening and then stop.
Did you hear anything during the night?
I'm afraid not. I sleep very heavily.
You most certainly do.
Please, I'm not scared for myself. The beast must have run off.
Impossible.
The marks.
Mr. Sangri, we heard a dog howling in the darkness. So Mr. Maloney and myself took it in turns to sit up all through the night. Nothing came into the camp.
That is a fact.
You think I'm playing some practical joke, gentlemen? Do you think I made those marks myself?
Mr. Sangri, in all honesty and truth, I don't know what to think.
Is nobody going to bed tonight?
Oh, there's a splendid full moon. I'm not ready for bed yet. Are you, Hubbard?
No, no. Very wide awake.
You look as if you're going to fall asleep over the campfire, both of you.
Well, I'm not sitting up. Come along, Joan. We'll say good night.
I can't understand you. I'm tired out. Good night, Father.
Good night, my dear. Sleep well.
Good night, Miss Maloney.
Oh, good night.
Sit down, Sangri. We may have a long wait.
You got your gun?
Yes. Should we take it in turns to mount guard?
Seems sensible. 2 hours each, But nobody to go to their tent or we'll disturb the ladies.
Mind if I light my pipe?
Oh, good. I'll join you. Mr. Sangri?
I'm not allowed to smoke. I've got a weak chest.
Better do something to keep awake. We know you sleep like the dead. Can you whistle?
If it amuses you, sir.
This is a desolate place. One could imagine oneself at the very birth of the world.
On the first day, God created light.
And the darkness. And the creatures that move in the dark. Maloney, what in heaven's name can it be?
God knows.
Oh, yes, God knows. But what do you think?
It came from another island.
In the middle of the night? Forgive me, but isn't that wildly unlikely?
My friend, when you've exhausted all the obvious solutions, what remains, however unlikely, has got to be true.
I wonder what the time is.
Early. Keep your wits about you, man. And keep watch.
You were both fast asleep, and only poor Mr. Sangre sitting by the ashes looking positively grey. Oh, Tim.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did anything happen?
No, except poor Joan isn't feeling very bright.
Joan?
Good morning, Father.
You do look pale. Great smudges under your eyes. What's the matter, child?
Couldn't sleep all night. Stupid. I don't know why. I felt as if something had gone wrong.
We may as well tell her. Joan, only the night before last we think there was a wild dog prowling round the camp. That's why the men set up a guard.
A dog?
Or were supposed to set up a guard.
Is breakfast ready?
Yes. Now, don't call Mr. Sangre. The poor boy's gone into the most exhausted sleep.
Oh.
And don't ask him to do any work today, Tim. It isn't fair. Come and help me with the breakfast, Joan.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Abbott.
Morning. We disgraced ourselves, I'm afraid. Still, nothing happened.
No sign of the creature?
Nope.
Maloney, did we imagine it?
I was about to ask you that. This wilderness plays strange tricks on a man's mind.
But we saw footprints.
Did we? Was nothing there now? Footprints? Or the chance scratches of a tent pole in the dust?
Do you want to sit up again tonight?
I think not. If it was an animal, it's gone. And if it was a dream, we're making idiots of ourselves. Come, breakfast.
Oh, it's getting colder. Is there a moon tonight?
No. Clouds trickling over the mountaintop, like smoke.
Strange. The sky keeps changing pattern and the clouds drift on.
Primitive. Marvelous. I could look at those jagged rocks for hours. I've never seen a place so utterly untouched by man. The bare bones of creation.
Sit there and smoke your pipe. I shall go to bed. Will you be long?
Just checking the fishing lines. Tomorrow I shall meet...
What's that?
Dear God, it's Joan! What happened? Joan! Joan, where are you?
Ted! Oh, hurry!
I'm here. Oh, my child, hold on to me. What is
happened?
it?
Do something. Something.
There's blood on her arm. She's been attacked.
Was it an animal?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, my child.
Get your gun, Maloney. All right, Mrs. Maloney, don't worry. I'll get my lantern and then we'll search the camp.
I'll wake Sangre.
You're quite safe now. Now, let me see your arm.
It's only a scratch. It's exactly as if something had been pawing at my arm.
Does it hurt?
Not much.
Lie back. I'll boil some water. You're quite safe now.
Maloney?
Here.
Any luck?
Not a sign of the brute. Sangre's just coming. I had to shake the boy to wake him.
But I ran out of my tent the instant I heard Joan scream.
So did I. So did my wife. The creature must have been there.
Mr. Maloney.
Well?
Nothing. No animal. Only look at the ground, sir. Look at the ground.
Dear God, he's right. The footprints of a dog.
They go straight to Joan's tent. And they go to your tent, too, Sangre.
And after that, shine the lantern over here.
Nowhere.
They must.
Follow the trail yourself. It goes all round Joan's tent, all round Sangre's tent. And then it stops.
Is Mr. Sangre there?
Yes?
Can you build up the fire, Mr. Sangre? I need hot water.
Of course.
When do we leave?
What?
Well, you want to strike camp as quickly as possible?
Why?
My dear man, after this...
Mr. Hubbard, you take me for a coward. I refuse absolutely to be frightened away by a wild animal.
But Joan has been hurt.
My daughter isn't lacking in courage either.
She was badly frightened. We can't stay here.
Nonsense. There are 5 of us, and I have a gun. I am rather anxious to see this creature that can vanish into thin air in a matter of seconds.
But your daughter...
Oh, Joan's a brave girl. Joan would agree with me. This is far too interesting to leave.
You really are a hunter, aren't you?
I've led my family through most of the wilder parts of this earth, Hubbard. If you don't trust me, you're at perfect liberty to go.
No, you mistake my meaning. I think the perils we face may be too extraordinary, too far removed from normal human experience. Maloney, if you refuse to go, may I send for help?
A party of your friends with rifles?
One man only. He's in Stockholm at the moment. You met him. His name is John Silence. I propose to go to Waxholm first thing in the morning and telegraph him from there.
I'd been expecting you to send for me, Stephen.
Why that?
From the moment I saw you with your friends, I've had a feeling of unease. Shall we walk a little in the woods?
Yes. We'd better talk alone. This is the most confounded business.
Tell me, have any of you seen the dog?
No. It comes in the night, crying amongst the trees for all the world, like a lost soul. It leaves footprints, it claws Joan, and nobody can see it.
I think you will.
Then the animal is really there.
No, it is not really there. But I think you will see it.
John, what in heaven's name do you mean? Don't talk in riddles, man. We're perplexed enough.
Forgive me. I came to certain conclusions the moment I heard your story.
It's a trick of sound, hmm? It comes from another island?
No, my friend. It comes from one of you.
Huh? But I...
Oh, Stephen, it is never wise for an over-civilized man to isolate himself in places where nature rules. For surely he will revert.
We're not turning into savages, I promise you.
Tell me, is anyone here in bad health?
Why?
It has a bearing on the case.
Well, nobody's been sick. We've had no fever. I believe Sangri is delicate, but he's stood up to camp life so far.
Ah, yes, the Canadian boy. Has he red Indian blood in him?
Oh, I've no idea. It's possible, I suppose.
That would make it much easier, of course.
John, stop walking so fast. You stride through the undergrowth like a pioneer. Just explain what's happening, in simple terms, for pity's sake.
Why not? For the thing is indeed simple. We all possess a physical body, and within that a fluid, or astral body.
You mean the soul?
Do I? Your muscular clergyman would call it that. And it is undoubtedly released on death. But under certain conditions, this fluid body has the power of projecting itself and even becoming visible. It can be accomplished by certain kinds of training. Shock, intense passion, some drugs may produce the same result.
And this body might appear in animal form?
In any form. It depends on the nature of the man. Is Sangri in love with that girl?
I believe so.
Yes. Yes, and Sangri is weak, a poor student, of no account, ignored by the party. He represses all desire, certain it could not be returned. For the girl has a vigorous father, a pretty sophisticated mother, a secure and comfortable home.
No, John. No, it won't do. Sangri joined us in hunting for the dog. It was Sangri who found the tracks. He was as worried as anyone.
No doubt, but answer me this. When Sangri was with you, did you find the dog? Did you hear the dog?
No.
Exactly. Because Sangri was awake.
It happens then?
Only when the boy is sleeping. And entirely without his knowledge, I imagine. I would expect it at around 2 in the morning, when the links with the body are at their most tenuous.
What's to be done? Send the boy home?
Oh, that's a counsel of failure. Could you persuade Miss Maloney to set up her tent on the other side of the island?
Away from the camp? Oh, I hardly think...
No, not alone. You mistake my meaning. Let her father and mother go too, whilst you and I and Sangri sleep here.
What can I tell them?
Oh, say, I'm making an experiment in the hope of ending this business without harm. Come, we must go back. A clear sky and a new moon. That bodes well for the morning.
Oh, it's morning now. How long have we been sitting out here? It must be near 2 o'clock.
You're tired?
No, you mistake me. A little stiff, no more.
Walk up and down. It will restore your circulation and serve to keep you awake.
Upon my word, I'm not drowsy.
I'm glad to hear it. We may not have long to wait, my friend.
For what? What do you expect, John?
Pass me your matches. My pipe's gone out. Did your friends raise any objections?
Oh, the Reverend Tim muttered something about the folly of splitting our forces. But Mrs. Maloney saw the point.
You told them...
Oh, very little, frankly. It seemed easier to underline Joan's safety. I had no wish to engage Maloney in an argument on the nature of the soul.
Especially as you don't believe in it yourself.
The soul? Or your astral body? No, nothing you say surprises me, John. You deal in mysteries beyond my grasp.
I'm not a conjurer.
I know.
The essential fact to understand is the nature of the mind. Now, once you have grasped
My
that...
God!
Yes?
Look round! Look round!
So, you can see it at last.
Oh, John! There's something coming out of Sangri's tent!
Yes.
What is it?
Be still. Keep your eyes on it, but don't move.
Huge. Like a wolf. The head lifting to sniff the wind. I can see its face.
Get up. Quietly.
A huge grey form. The ears rising, the muzzle wet.
Follow. Keep your distance.
Where's Sangri?
Asleep in his tent, what is left of him.
What do you mean?
Only the husk lies there. The spirit is moving through the night.
I could swear that thing was real and alive. Padding between the trees. John, I can see its hair.
Keep your mind concentrated on the object. Don't look back. Don't think of anything else or we may lose him.
My God!
He's calling to her.
This is horrible.
No, a natural effect, the projection of desire. All the repressions of the day break from him in sleep.
Listen.
Yes, I was not mistaken.
Man, do you hear?
There is nothing to be afraid of. She is answering him.
That creature, it's beginning to run.
Follow. Follow.
It moves like a shadow.
Can you still see it?
I'm not sure. The moonlight plays
Yes,
tricks.
hurry.
I can't keep pace with you, John.
There it goes, between the trees.
We shall never be able to... What's that?
Hurry.
But look, over there. What is it? Gleaming white under the moon.
Nothing I did not expect.
Now there's something moving towards us across the clearing. My God, it's Joan.
Wait. Stand well back within the shadows. Don't make a sound.
But it's Joan.
Keep back. Have you still not understood? She's walking in her sleep.
She sleeps.
We must not wake the girl. She will come to no harm.
Look at the dog. It's running toward her.
John!
Who's that?
Maloney. He must have followed her. And he's got a gun.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! For God's sake, don't shoot!
Stand away, John!
Dear Lord in heaven, protect us from the power of darkness. The power of darkness.
You fool! You may have killed him!
Joan! I'm here, my darling child.
The dog has vanished.
I cried to you. I told you not to shoot.
Don't be afraid, John. There's no danger now. Hold on to me.
I warned you.
Dr. Silence, Hubbard, you here? My daughter's collapsed. Help me to lift her. All right. All's well. Calm yourself, my dearest. Yes, I'm here, Joan. Lie back against my arm.
He's gone.
No, I am with you, always.
Where is he?
I'm here, my darling. Look up. You're quite safe with me.
He's left me alone.
The girl is ill.
You should never have woken her, Mr. Maloney.
Is this man insane? You saw the danger of yourself. There was a dog.
And it has gone, John. It dissolved into the air before my eyes.
Get back to Sangri's tent. Fast. He will need your help.
Sangri is half a mile away, asleep.
Pray God he is not dead. Do as I say.
Very good.
Mr. Maloney, you have done a stupid and a dangerous thing.
I have saved my child.
Take her back to the tent. I blame myself. I should have warned you at the beginning. I had no idea you might follow with a gun.
Thank God I did. Joe, can you stand?
Why has he left me?
You've had an evil dream. It'll be forgotten in the morning. I will speak of this tomorrow, Dr. Silence. I am very angry.
Stephen. You found him?
Yes.
How is he?
He seems to be in pain. Sangri, Sangre, wake up, man.
Oh, it hurts. What's happened? Oh, something's wrong with my shoulder. My neck.
Lie still. Thank heaven your clergyman is a bad shot. He aimed for the head and missed.
I've been attacked by that animal.
No. You must have strained your muscles while overworking.
Oh.
Yes, I should definitely tell Mr. Maloney that. He'll find it easier to believe.
But what is the truth?
What do you think? Rest, Mr. Sangre. I'll send the ladies to nurse you.
My mind cannot accept.
The damage to the astral body can appear on the physical body? Well, then, don't believe it. It is possible that Sangre, who is not strong, hurt his shoulder chopping wood. Keep your rational explanation if it comforts you.
I should like to examine
Come
Sangre.
away. Miss Maloney will be here before long. I rather fancy she's in love with him.
And he?
Oh, he loves her with all his soul.
I am not convinced. Why, the dog tried to hurt Joe.
I think not. On those other nights when the dog came looking for her, it was pawing at her arm, trying to rouse her, trying to call her spirit.
And now?
I think you will not see the dog again.
How can you be so sure?
Oh, my friend, it is no longer necessary. Come, I must speak to your worthy clergyman, and then I must go.
Paging Mr. Hubbard! Paging Mr. Hubbard!
I think that's for you, Stephen.
Yes. Here, boy.
There are two ladies in the hall, sir, asking for you.
Oh, please show them into the visitors' lounge.
Yes, sir.
You'll join us, John?
Thank you, I should like to.
Mrs. Maloney, how good to see you again. And what brings you to London?
We are shopping for Joan's trousseau.
She's getting married?
Yes, indeed. You remember Mr. Sangre?
How do you do, sir?
How do you do? My congratulations, my dear fellow. Joan, I wish you joy. You must take tea with us. Would you like to leave your coats in the cloakroom?
Yes, please. London is so hot and dirty.
Down that passage to the left, and Mr. Sangre on the right.
Thank you, sir.
John.
How well they look. And how contented with each other.
When Sangre took off his coat, he has a mark on the side of his neck, a dull red scar, like a bullet wound.
Oh, yes. He'll carry that till the day he dies.
But, John...
Come, the happy couple are waiting for you. And I think you promised them tea.
It's the place you want, Governor. The Vagabonds Club.
Thank you.
Never heard of it myself. But then you live and learn, don't you? Oh, yes, you live and learn. The Vagabonds. For gentlemen such as yourself, would it be?
Yes.
The Vagabonds. Oh, well, a gentleman can use any name he fancies, I suppose. And it's nice and handy for the river. Giddy up.
Mr. Hubbard. You're wet, sir. Let me take your coat. Most unpleasant night. I waited near on 40 minutes in the Strand. Why is it that at the moment it rains, all the hansom cabs vanish from the streets of London? I couldn't say, sir. A mystery. I must get my friend John Silence to work on it. What I need is a stiff brandy and soda. Is Dr. Silence in the club?
No, sir.
Mr. Armitage or Captain Lloyd?
I'm afraid not, sir. There's not many people in at all on account of the weather.
Then I'm fated to become a solitary drinker, James. You've been warned.
Yes, sir. Oh, Mr. Hubbard.
Yes?
There's one of the members been asking for Dr. Silence. I don't know if you could help him. He's in the smoking room.
What does he want?
Well, as to that, I couldn't really say. Most upset he was. Very put out to find the doctor wasn't here.
He is not, I trust, under the impression that Dr. Silence is an ordinary GP.
Oh, no, sir. He didn't say anything about it being a medical emergency.
What did he say?
He asked which of the members was Dr. Silence, and then, when I told him the gentleman wasn't in the club, he asked for the doctor's private address, which I did not give him, it being contrary to the club rule.
Quite right. Dear me, what a curious way to behave. Can you tell me the fellow's name?
Yes, sir. Colonel Ragg, one of the country members, sir.
And he is...
In the smoking room, sir, writing a letter, I believe. I took the liberty of suggesting a letter which he could leave in the hall porter's office.
I'd better speak to the man. Ask them to send a large brandy and soda up to the smoking room, will you?
Yes, sir, right away.
Excuse me. Am I addressing Colonel Ragg?
You are, sir.
My name is Hubbard. Stephen Hubbard.
How do you do?
I haven't the pleasure of your acquaintance, but I believe you were asking after a friend of mine.
You know him?
Dr. Silence. Extremely well.
I thought I might write to your friend on a matter of interest, general interest. But no doubt it was presumptuous to suppose that he, a total stranger... No, it will not do.
Might I ask what troubles you, sir?
A lively imagination, Mr. Hubbard. No more. Aided perhaps by too much drink.
Oh, come, sir. You strike me as a man of reasonable and moderate habits.
Do I, indeed?
Your brandy, sir. Shall I put the soda in?
Thank you. That's enough.
Can I get you a drink, sir?
No.
So we may dismiss alcohol.
I'm sorry?
There's the cause of your perplexity.
This man's Silence. Any good is he? Not a charlatan.
He's a very learned man, and, yes, a strangely gifted man.
I have heard stories, but is the fellow trained? Is he reliable? Is he to be trusted?
With what? The petty cash?
I beg your pardon. I spoke out of turn. Forgive me.
I think you've misunderstood the situation. I've no idea what curious gossip you may have picked up, but I can assure you, my friend John Silence is unique. He trained as a doctor, yes, but he prefers to devote his time to the poor, the underprivileged, and the afflicted.
I had heard...
Yes?
Look, this friend of yours, doesn't he go in for psychic research, spiritualism? I don't know what to call it.
He has a knowledge of mysteries. He's made a study of the occult.
And would he be willing? Would he be able to?
Colonel Ragg, if you have any grave problem, if you're troubled by something that appears to you to be inexplicable, I do urge you to approach John Silence. I should be happy to provide an introduction.
No, I am growing old, fanciful. You will oblige me by forgetting the matter.
It could do no harm to write.
I wonder.
Well, I shall be seeing Dr. Silence tomorrow. I can deliver a note.
Why not? Yes, why not? I had written the letter. Where is it? Where have I put it? Oh, damn it, it's in the waste paper basket.
Yes, sir. Allow me.
Oh, hell, I can't send that. I have to write it again. Well, your friend's a doctor. At least he'll be able to tell me if I'm going mad.
I'm certain there's no fear of that, Colonel Ragg.
Give me your personal impression of this man, Stephen.
Retired army officer. Prosaic, elderly. What more can I say?
Had he been drinking?
He was certainly not drunk. But I did wonder if the fellow was ill.
Ah. Now why?
Do you remember last night? It rained from 7 o'clock onwards. It grew horribly cold, and the fire in the smoking room was far too low. We must raise this with the committee, you know. The fires in the side rooms are simply not adequate. I mean to collect a dozen signatures.
Do. But first tell me about Colonel Ragg.
Forgive me. The point I am making, John, it was a cold night. The room was cold.
Yes?
Only when he gave me that letter, Colonel Ragg touched my hand. And his fingers were blazing hot.
Curious.
I felt a certain alarm. I thought some disease.
Not necessarily.
He could, I suppose, have been holding his hands to the dying flame. But he wasn't. At least, not while I was there, and therefore not for the last 10 minutes. And yet
Stephen, hold that envelope against your forehead. Between the eyes, that is the most sensitive part of the skin.
Mm-hmm. Well?
What do you feel?
Nothing. Except, good Lord, yes. A sensation of heat.
Thank you.
What does it mean?
Oh, my friend, even I do not make diagnoses when in total ignorance of the facts.
I won't ask you what was in the letter.
Ask by all means. I have no hesitation in replying. There was nothing in the letter.
He doesn't explain?
Colonel Ragg presents his compliments and invites me to spend a weekend at his house in Dorset. To shoot birds.
Good heavens. Is this fellow mad?
Interesting.
John, you detest blood sports. And for a total stranger to ask...
We shall need 2 guns. Perhaps you can arrange that, Stephen. No ammunition, of course.
You could never mean to go...
Oh, the guns are camouflage, my dear man. So is the shooting party, or hadn't you realized that?
Oh, upon my word, he takes too much for granted. Why should you spend the weekend with him? He gives no explanation, no reason. Why the devil should you humor him?
I think... Yes, I think because you feel a sensation of heat.
Hmm?
Saturday morning will be most convenient. Could you check the trains? We go from Waterloo Station, I believe.
How much longer? He seems to live in the wilds.
We have to get ourselves to Farthing Maltravers. And there he will apparently meet us with a dog cart.
I love this country. Little rounded hills, looking for all the world as if they'd been turned out of pudding bowls. The long sweep of the heather, queer black patches where the pine trees rise.
Colonel Horace Ragg.
Did you discover much about him?
Oh, yes, all about him, and all of it disappointing. An army career of singular dullness, training officers in Aldershot, one desk job after another, purely administrative, and entirely confined to the British Isles.
Is he married?
Not even that dubious adventure. He lives with an elderly sister at the Manor Priory Mullen.
Where his principal activity is no doubt writing letters to the Times.
We're nearly there. Get down the baggage. I can see a railway hold.
I blame myself, John. Mind your head. If I'd never gone into the club that night, if I'd never met this man or delivered his blasted note, he would not now be condemned to a dreary weekend.
Oh, don't say that. The weekend lies before us. Oh, a word of caution. Miss Ragg is apparently an invalid confined to a wheelchair. The Colonel asked specifically that she should not be alarmed.
Alarmed? Alarmed by what?
Ah, well, that, my friend, we have still to find out.
Dr. Silence? Excuse me, sir. Are you...
Good day to you, sir.
Ah, you are most welcome. How do you do, Mr... I've forgotten your name.
Hubbard.
Will you follow me, gentlemen? Let me take your case, Dr. Silence. I have the dog cart waiting.
Thank you.
Very good of you to come. Very conscious of the honor. Much obligated to you, sir. Here we are. Steady, steady there. Come around this side, Dr. Silence. Can you manage, Mr...
Hubbard?
If you could give me a hand up, Colonel Ragg.
Oh, yes, yes, indeed. I do beg your pardon.
I'm no longer a young man. That is capital. Thank you so much.
So you'll find a rug for your knees.
Thank you.
Did you feel anything?
A sensation of heat. Extraordinary.
We'll be at the manor in about 20 minutes. Get up there, get up. Fine country, gentlemen. I own 30 or 40 acres hereabouts. I can show you some pretty decent sport.
Colonel Ragg, you are anxious, as I understand it, not to involve your sister in this affair.
Oh, yes. She's ill, you know. She's damned ill.
Then may I suggest you come to the point at once? We have, on your own admission, only 20 minutes.
What? What's that?
Sir, in the interests of your sister's health, I accept this charade of a shooting party. But you must now tell me the true purpose of your invitation.
Steady, steady there. Yes, yes, I had a motive, a reason. The thing is, you see, my brother died.
Go on. You had a brother?
Older than I am. something of a wanderer. He made quite a name for himself, I believe, in quarters where they admire that sort of stuff. Simon Ragg.
You know him, Stephen?
No. I won't pretend we were intimate. Damn it, I never saw the chap for years on end. Yes, queer business life. Simon, well, he kicked up dust in all the backyards of the world. Then he came home, bought his house in Priory Mullen, and settled down with Ellen.
Your sister, she was already ill?
No, that came later.
Oh, Colonel Ragg.
I visited them once. Oh, yes. But the army is my life. I was in quarters outside Aldershot. I'm a very busy man.
So you only visited them once?
And I got a message. They called me from the parade ground to tell me my brother had been found dead.
The circumstances, if you please?
He was discovered lying in an open field. No cover. Country such as you see before you now. 2 yards away lay the body of his gamekeeper, a man named Peter Stride.
And the cause of death?
Fire.
Fire? Ah, you mean by some accident their clothes had caught alight?
The clothes were singed and marked by smoke. That much is true. But the hands and faces were scorched black. Scorched and blasted. Sir, my brother had died of burns in the middle of an open field. It could have all been an accident. They were perhaps burning heather. The earth was dark, and the grass was dead all around the place.
You saw this for yourself?
But later. Yes, I was near retirement. Well, what did it matter? I came round here to live with Ellen. The shock had paralyzed my poor sister.
When was this?
A year ago.
And since then?
I am not mad.
Oh, we trust your sanity, Colonel Ragg, never fear.
Damn it, I'm a plain, blunt man. No fanciful rubbish about me.
What troubles you?
Where in the name of God is the fire coming from?
Give me the details as precisely as you can, please.
For the past 6 months, fire has been seen in the 12-acre wood. We have found patches of scorched earth. I cannot get a gamekeeper to go near the place. Smoke drifts in the air. There is a smell of burning even in the house itself. I have persuaded my sister to sleep on the ground floor.
Why?
I speak in confidence. She must not be alarmed.
Of course.
On 2 occasions, I have found smoke in her room. And last week, a small fire by the windowsill, licking inwards across the carpet.
This is some lunatic incendiary. She has an enemy.
My sister, an elderly maiden lady, confined to a wheelchair?
Please continue.
Oh, I cannot tell you what we have endured. Rumors spread to the village. The maids left. It said that lights can be seen moving within the 12-acre wood. By night, no one goes near it. By day, we are plagued with sightseers, souvenir hunters cutting pieces off the bark and carrying them home. We have had proposals, heaven help us, to exorcise the place.
And so you come to me?
Dr. Silence, this madness must stop. For there is a rational, down-to-earth explanation. Isn't there?
There is an explanation, certainly.
And you know what it is?
I have a suspicion. No more. And I see we're approaching your house. What a delightful place. Originally a farmhouse, I imagine.
I'm delighted to make your acquaintance, Dr. Silence. You must forgive an old lady. I cannot, as you see, rise.
I trust we shall not be a burden to you, Miss Ragg.
Oh, not at all. I enjoy company. Do you, by any chance, play cribbage?
No, I'm sorry. I fear I have no social graces.
Would you care to see the gun room, Dr. Silence?
Oh, thank you. Yes, certainly.
Follow me and bind your head, sir. These beams are damnably low.
And you are... forgive me, I didn't quite catch your name.
Stephen Hubbard.
Sit beside me.
Thank you.
I'm a little deaf. That's it. Now, is your room comfortable?
Yes, indeed. And it commands a magnificent view of the hills.
Oh, I'm glad. And I confess I envy you. My brother makes me sleep on the ground floor. You know, one can't see anything from the ground floor.
I believe these old houses are...
Yes.
They're most attractive.
You were about to say they burn easily.
Do they? I confess the idea hadn't occurred to me. One must obviously be careful, though.
Oh, yes. Horace is very careful.
What a beautiful brooch you're wearing, Miss Ragg. Jade, isn't it?
My brother gave it to me. My brother Simon.
Yes.
My brother Simon is a most interesting man. I wish you'd met him. But he's dead, you know.
He was somewhat older, I expect.
Oh, I'm old, too.
Oh, nonsense,
And
nonsense.
Horace is old. Old and dry and dull. Yes, he wanted to play soldiers, but nobody would let him.
Oh, he has surely had a most distinguished career.
Teaching little boys to kill each other. It's an evil world, Mr. Hubbard. And now we have this dreadful business with the Boers.
Indeed.
You have visited South Africa?
No, Miss Ragg, I'm afraid not.
Simon visited the Cape on several occasions. He travelled over the world, you know, and came back with such exciting tales.
Oh, I can imagine.
I was 10 years younger than Simon, and I used to sit at his feet as a little girl, pull up a stool, and beg him to tell me a story. Even when I grew into a young lady, it was the same. It wasn't possible. It was not usual in those days for young ladies to travel.
Long journeys too often involve hardship.
Oh, do you think so? Now, I should have thought the real hardship was to sit at home and wait. Still, he always came back.
India or China or South Carolina?
I'm sorry?
I was thinking of the old nursery rhyme, Miss Ragg. India or China or South Carolina, he always came home for his tea.
He brought me the most wonderful presents. Silk from Damascus, lace from Venice, ivory from India. And now I must show you my frozen memories. That's what I call them. Souvenir du temps perdu.
Was the brooch a present from your brother?
Yes. That came from Egypt. See how it flashes?
Dinner is served, madam.
Thank you, Jane. That girl is utterly impossible. I do apologize. We have such trouble getting maids at all. She will say, dinner is served, in a voice that suggests we're all about to be poisoned. And if dinner is anything like yesterday's, she could well be right. Mr. Hubbard, might I ask you to be so very kind as to push my wheelchair into the dining room?
Why, certainly, Miss Ragston.
Thank you. Horace, Dr. Silence.
Coming, my dear.
We're going into dinner.
Yes, sir.
Come in.
John?
Excuse me.
I saw the light under your door. Sleep escapes you as well.
I've not gone to bed.
I lay down and shut my eyes with singular lack of success. Oh, why is the house so hot?
The element of fire.
I spoke at some length to Miss Ellen.
Yes, and that is the most exasperating part of all. The one person I should question and am not allowed to. I'm fighting with an arm tied behind my back, Stephen.
Oh, I doubt if you'll gain much from the old lady. She seems an amiable creature who clearly adored her brother and has never recovered from his death. He was a great traveller, by all accounts.
I'm sure of it.
Oh, how still the air is. Even by the window, the night feels thick with heat.
I may have to force the issue before more harm be done.
Is there danger, then, in your opinion?
Oh, yes. Very grave and very imminent.
Miss Ragg, I assure you, is a harmless invalid, a little childish, like many elderly ladies, and lives mainly in the past.
That is exactly what concerns me. I must know where he has hidden it.
Hidden it?
Come in, come in.
Ah, I thought I heard voices. Not asleep yet, gentlemen? Would you care for a nightcap? Some whiskey, perhaps, or a brandy and soda?
Thank you, no. Tomorrow, Colonel, I would like to search this 12-acre wood.
Of course. If you have no objection, I propose we leave the house carrying guns and taking the dogs with us. My sister must not be alarmed.
Yes, I appreciate your anxiety. Tell me, though, these dogs of yours, will they run amongst the trees?
To be frank with you, sir, no.
No, I did not suppose they would. Good night, Colonel. Tomorrow we must make an early start.
So that is the 12-acre wood. On my word, it lies like a black stain against the hillside.
I would suggest you wait here, Colonel Ragg. There's no need for all of us to search the wood, and you are alarming your dogs quite unnecessarily.
As you please. I shall keep guard by the path.
One thing. Is there any water in or near the wood?
A sort of brackish pool. You'll find it on the far side, beyond the rhododendrons in the clearing.
Thank you. We shall not be long, I think.
Poor man. He didn't like it, John.
Put your gun behind that tree. I have no intention of burdening myself with a cumbersome and murderous piece of metal.
But if there's danger...
It will be nothing you can put a bullet through, Stephen. I promise you that. Now concentrate your mind. And give me your impressions of this place.
It's badly kept, decaying. At first glance, I would say they lack the money to maintain the estate, to keep it in proper order. Rotten branches everywhere, dead roots, ants, a smell of,
Yes?
burning.
Follow me closely. Do you observe no more?
The trees are choked with ivy, brambles everywhere, and on the ground. On the ground, yes. Look, John, a patch of scorched grass, and another.
What else?
Something that could be the morning haze lifting from the pine branches. Or it could be...
Smoke?
Then there must be fire, as the saying goes.
Oh, yes, but we know that already. Use your ears, man. Listen.
What is that hissing noise?
We have been observed, my friend.
By whom? By what? We still kept the gun.
No. Stop a little. The need is to arm your mind. We are facing a mental phenomenon. It is aware of your mind as a force, power. It is not aware of you as a person. All energy is finally controlled by the mind. Grasp this fact and you hold the universe in your hand.
But I'm sorry, I do not. I cannot accept that mere thought is able to influence physical matter.
As you please. No doubt your father does not believe in electricity. It will still kill him if he touches a live current.
Oh, my God! What's that?
You still hear it?
It's getting louder. We're surrounded by it.
And now we must act.
John, wait! For pity's sake! Come back!
Concentrate on the sound. You hear the sound. You hear it very clearly. You are following the sound.
No, not so fast. Watch out, man. The ground is riddled with potholes. And those great rhododendrons. See, the mass of flaming
Don't
scarlet.
look at them. Don't let your mind be turned from one purpose, the noise. The hissing noise.
It grows fainter now.
Good. It is running before us. Pray heaven I am driving it in the right direction. Now pull back those bushes. Yes, the pool.
What now?
Keep your eyes fixed on the water. I have forced it to the very edge. It will have to betray itself.
John!
You saw it too.
I saw. Before God, I do not know what I saw. A thin streak ran across the water. There was a jet of steam.
Well. We can go back now. At least I know what it is we have to fight. Let us rejoin the worthy colonel. We take this path, I think.
You speak English, sir? What is a fire elemental?
Now, this is no time for a lecture on the nature and history of magic, but briefly, an elemental is the active force behind the elements, whether earth, air, water, or fire. Alone, these elemental energies can accomplish little, but governed and directed by the trained will of a powerful manipulator, they may become potent activities for good or evil. They are the basis of all magic, black or white. They can be the vehicle of curses or of blessings. For a curse is nothing more than the thought of a violent will perpetuated, perhaps over centuries. And in cases like this, the conscious, directing will of the mind that is using the elemental stands always behind the phenomenon.
Ah, I follow you, Dr. Silence. Some enemy of my family, you would say. Perhaps dead. I keep an open mind. I myself believe in ghosts.
No ghosts, sir. And nothing so immediate as a personal enemy. No, 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 no. We are dealing here with an immensely powerful mind of great malevolence, and I suspect an ancient capacity for evil.
Good God! What's that?
It came from the direction of the house.
No, not yet. It cannot have escaped already.
It's Ellen. Dear heaven, it's my sister. But she is running.
James. Tell us exactly what happened, please.
I'll never get over it. It was horrible. I feel all shriveled. Just to talk about it.
Yes, but what happened?
I'd just come in, sir, to ask the mistress what she wanted for lunch. I noticed that the room was ever so hot. And all of a sudden, there was a smell like burning flesh. And Miss Rag, she jumped right out of her chair. And she ran, sir. Before my very eyes, she ran right out of the house.
Did you see anything?
I just told you.
No, you misunderstand me. Did you notice any flames, any smoke?
It happened so quick, like this great wave of heat come over me. And I could smell this terrible burn.
Yes, that follows. The sense of smell is the most basic instinct of man.
I couldn't do nothing, sir, honestly. She was gone before I could turn round.
All right, my girl, no one is blaming you. You may go.
Yes, sir. Oh, sir. Is she dead?
No.
Cook saw the doctor come.
Of course. Your mistress is suffering from shock and multiple burns.
Dr. Silence. Oh, go to the kitchen, then.
Yes, sir.
This is a terrible business.
You have my sympathy, sir. I am most deeply sorry. I should have realized. I did not expect the thing to move so fast.
My poor Ellen.
Now, Colonel, when can I see her?
What's that? See her? You can't see her, sir.
Colonel Ragg, the situation is far more dangerous than I'd realized. There is no time to be lost.
My little Ellen.
I gather she has recovered the use of her limbs, under shock, no doubt.
Now, this...
Is there bad news, sir?
She has lost the power of speech.
Listen to me, my friend. It may not be permanent. God willing, the affliction may pass. But we are approaching a crisis. I can permit of no delay. Now, kindly take me to your sister's room.
Who is this man? Doctor, may I present our family physician, Dr. Corbin?
Sir?
And you, I think, are Dr. John Silence, the notable London eccentric.
Oh, come, I must...
Stephen, I am on urgent business. I cannot spare the time to defend my reputation.
What a pity. I believe you dabble in metaphysics, sir.
Upon my...
I must see Miss Ragg at once.
Out of the question. My patient is in no condition to receive visits from well-intentioned strangers.
You will regret this.
A pleasure to have met you, sir. Now, if I might have a word concerning diet, Colonel...
Stephen.
Yes, my dear Colonel.
Keep an eye on that imbecile. I must and will see Miss Ragg. And you know where her bedroom is?
On the ground floor, John, you remember.
Yes. Now stand in the hall and watch the door.
Is this wise, since the doctor advises
Quiet.
against...
I am depending on you, my friend. We cannot fail now. Miss Ragg? I am very sorry to disturb you. You have my deepest sympathy in your pain. I wish I could leave you in peace, but I am trying to save your family. Do you understand? Listen to me. Where is it? You lived here with Simon Ragg.
You must know. Where is it? Miss Ragg, what did your brother bring from the East, and where has he hidden it? Give me a sign.
Dr. Silence. I must protest. This is a monstrous breach of good faith. How dare you pester a sick woman? Leave the room, sir.
Miss Ragg, I beg of you.
Are you not ashamed? See for yourself, the unfortunate lady is crying.
And still she cannot speak.
I shall report this matter to Colonel Ragg. You are a guest in his house, but I cannot believe he will tolerate such behavior.
Did you have to do it, man?
Colonel Ragg, is it totally impossible to impress you with the gravity of your danger?
My poor Ellen.
Since she cannot help me, I'm forced to turn to you. Now, did your brother bring back souvenirs from the East?
What? Oh, yes, dozens.
I remember now she spoke of them. Frozen memories, she called them, John. It stuck in my mind.
Yes, indeed, a curious phrase. Miss Ragg wears a brooch, I believe, in the shape of a jade scarab.
Oh, does she? I have no idea. He was always bringing her presents.
Then I can fairly assume that the brooch was a gift. And being a scarab, came from Egypt.
Yes, she told me so.
Did your brother spend much time in Egypt?
I couldn't tell you.
Had you so little communication, sir?
Oh, he wrote to me, sent the odd postcard.
Did your brother write of any special treasure, something he had discovered?
I don't know. I never read half his letters, to tell you the truth.
Have you still got them?
Oh, Simon's letters? No, of course I haven't.
What infernal...
They annoyed me, if you want to know. The chap was always off to some new, exciting place where I couldn't go.
Colonel Ragg, tell me this. When you came to live at Priory Mullen, did you remove anything from the house?
What's that?
Did you throw out any souvenirs?
Good Lord, no. Nothing to do with me.
Did you alter the running of the house?
Why? They had a perfectly efficient housekeeper. I just let her get on with it.
Oh, sir.
What is it, Jane?
It's the mistress. She was out of bed. I found her crouching by the French window trying to reach the handle.
I'll come at once.
Colonel, I suggest you let her go.
Out of the house? Are you insane, man?
We have to discover where it is.
She was that strong I had to call Dr. Corbin to help me.
Let her go.
John, I scarcely think it was.
Are you so blind to suffering, sir? Are you so callous, indifferent?
Have you forgotten my warning? To use your own jargon, Colonel, we are under gunfire in this house. We should and must find the man behind the gun, the power which is threatening all our lives.
I can only think of Ellen.
She's back in bed now, sir.
Oh.
It's all right. Dr. Corbin gave her a sleeping draught, poor lady, and she's lying peaceful, fast asleep.
And when she wakes, I must be told. The only chance we have is to let her go and follow. For most assuredly she knows.
What you suggest is outrageous, sir. Out of the question.
Colonel,
I am not prepared to risk my sister's health. I will not permit these clownish experiments. Poor Ellen. Let her rest. You and I will talk in the morning. Dr. Silence.
Stephen, are you awake?
John, what is it? What's the time?
Past midnight. Put on your coat and follow me.
Is something wrong?
I've been sitting by my window this past hour. Draw back the curtains. Look.
There's something crawling across the lawn. Strange. Is it an animal?
Look again.
Shadows are wavering, there's so little light. My God, it's Miss Ragg.
Quietly and swiftly after me.
John,
be careful of the stair. The timbers creak.
Wait while I fetch a candle.
There's no time. Hold the banister.
John, the woman is ill.
But the night, I think, will not be cold. Can you not feel the heat on your face even here? Where is the boat?
I have it. We shall waken the dogs.
So hurry. You must not lose sight of her. Now, open the door carefully. I wish there had been a moon.
Over there, ahead. Or is it merely a shadow?
Yes. She's gone.
But that's impossible.
No, she cannot be far away. We must search the fields.
John, she can barely drag herself along the ground.
Hey, lad, we have got to find her.
The clouds are thickening fast. Oh, damnation. Dogs have woken already. Oh, why is it so hot?
Now be careful of the gate.
No sign of life or movement anywhere. Wait. What's that light? It flickered over the trees.
The wood. Yes, of course. And yet, how could she have got so far?
I can smell burning in the air.
Here, hurry, hurry. Rest. You will exhaust yourself to no purpose.
What's that? A light. It's cleared between the trees.
But at least it serves to reveal the dark corners of this accursed place.
And she's not here.
No.
No. The thing is not possible to vanish before our eyes.
Stephen.
Huh?
I have been dangerously misled. Back.
What?
Fool that I am, I should have realized. I should have guessed, of course.
John?
The thing is simple. Simon Ragg made a tunnel. Back to the house.
Hello? Who's there? Helen?
Colonel Ragg.
My sister has gone.
Yes.
I have roused the servants. We are searching the whole place.
You waste precious time, sir. Now tell me, where is the tunnel?
What's that, what?
There is a passage connecting your house with the 12-acre wood. Take me to it at once.
What are you saying? A passage?
A secret entrance. Not in the house itself, for she left the house. Are there any buildings nearby?
A barn, or the stables, and a kind of shed the women use for their laundry.
Not the stables, for the horses have a powerful instinct for evil. They would stampede. Not the barn, for your workmen come and go. It has to be the laundry shed. Lead the way with your lantern, Colonel, and hurry. Hold up the lantern, Colonel. Brick walls, the iron frame, wooden rollers. The smell of damp wood.
John, in the corner here. A flagstone's been torn away.
Ah, we have it.
Oh, dear God. The woman's old and weak. How in heaven's name did she move this monstrous block?
The spirit is stronger than the body that holds it. Bend down. We shall have to crawl. Colonel, I must ask you for the light, for I had better lead.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
Oh, the dust. It's in my throat and eyes.
Oh, this place is like an oven. Blasted darkness.
Put your hand on Hubbard's shoulder. He'll guide you.
Oh, yes.
The tunnel should cave in.
Courage. We must go forward at all costs.
Can't we rest for a moment?
Are you certain we're on the right track?
Stop a moment. Listen. You hear that? She's some yards ahead of us and traveling slowly, thank heaven.
Helen! Helen!
She will not hear you. Her mind is running on before.
Damnation.
Are you hurt, sir?
No, I caught my knee on a rock.
What's happening? Has the lantern flared up? Why has it grown so light?
Yes, there is more light, certainly. Oh, for pity's sake. Where's it coming from?
Wait.
No sound.
She has arrived at her destination. I'm going to put out the lantern now. Move very quietly, please, and whatever you may see, do not cry out.
Oh, God. The heat. Have you a handkerchief? The perspiration blinds me.
I can see her, Colonel.
Where?
She's on her knees in front of something. Block of wood. No, there seems to be a length of cloth unwinding.
She's back. Keep silent.
What's she doing? What is it? What's that filthy smell?
John, am I right?
In what, my friend?
She has the scarab brooch in her hand, and that thing is an embalmed corpse.
Yes.
Egyptian. It's an Egyptian mummy.
I had feared as much. They have torn it from the sarcophagus. They have released the spirit.
A corpse? Did you say a corpse? I tell you, that object is moving. It's beginning to rise. Helen!
But, John, I saw it move as well. I saw it move. Unless my eyes were tricked by the blinding light.
The element of fire.
Steward,
Yes, sir?
a brandy and soda for me, please, Stephen.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, how much do you know of the ancient Egyptian burial rites?
Well, I know. Everybody knows they preserve the bodies of their dead.
The king, Stephen. Only the king.
The royal personages, yes.
To what end?
I'm sorry.
Why did they do it?
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I believe the various spices, the unguents, were supposed to comfort the spirit. They invoked the gods to help its passage from this world.
Not entirely. There is another theory, my friend.
Oh?
They had great knowledge, the Egyptians, great wisdom, but a very human fear of being deserted by their king. The elements were invoked not to help the soul of the dead leader, but to prevent it from leaving.
I see.
We are all finally afraid of the dark.
Obviously, Simon Ragg had stolen the jade scarab. She was trying to return the object to pacify the creature.
With all respect, I doubt if a great Egyptian king would be concerned about such trifles.
But she had the brooch, John. I saw it in her hand.
And still you have not understood.
Then tell me.
Stephen, it's a terrible thing. Not to be allowed to die.
Yes.
The soul was literally trapped within the petrified body.
And Simon Ragg
tore away the wrappings and set it free. I fancy he was scared by the demon he had raised. With the gamekeeper, he decided to hide the evidence. Impossible to carry the body across an open field, so he constructed a tunnel and moved the thing secretly into the wood.
But the fire?
It caught them as they were returning. A violent spirit of great strength, frustrated for centuries, striking out with the only weapon it could still control, the element of fire. It was a piece of glass for focused sunlight, though the powerful will focused heat.
Is it possible?
Now, you prefer not to believe it?
You were brandy, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. But damn it, John, we live in the 19th century. We're two civilized men.
I assure you, the Egyptians thought their action equally civilized and even necessary.
No, I don't know, John. I don't know.
Take your drink. By the way, did you happen to see Miss Ragg's face before she died?
No.
It was scorched and blasted.
I'm not well.
Don't you worry, sir. I've been that way myself more times than enough. You sit back and don't you worry. I'll see you get home in one piece.
No. As we seem to have arrived at the club. Why did I say the club? Still, we've got to the club. I shall rest for a little. What do I owe you?
1 and 6pence, sir.
Thank you. You may keep the change. Good night.
Here, Governor. You give me half a sovereign. What about that then, eh? Drunk, of course. Drunk as a lord. Which he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't no lord. But drunk he was. No word of a lie.
Good evening, Mr. Hubbard. Shall I take your coat?
Oh, yes. I'm much obliged to you.
Dr. Silence is in the reading room, sir. He came in a couple of hours back.
John. Yes, that would be sensible, I think. Clearly something must be done.
Sir?
Ask them to send a large brandy up to the reading room, will you? And could you get hold of some kind of headache powder for me?
I'll see what I can do, sir. Not feeling too good, are you?
John, am I going mad?
I doubt it. Why?
These last few weeks, I can't concentrate. The most ordinary words elude me. I go to buy a newspaper, and I can't for the life of me remember what the thing is called. I stand there gaping at the newsboy. I tell my housekeeper to fetch coals when I want the morning letters, and a bare 10 minutes ago I ordered a cabby to drive me to the club when I wanted to go home to my dinner. Upon my word, it strikes you as amusing.
Oh, forgive me, my old friend. I sympathize with you. It can be most bewildering and unpleasant.
But in my professional capacity, I do assure you there is a very simple explanation and absolutely no cause for alarm.
Oh, thank God for that.
Oh, Stephen, come. Now, when did you last take a holiday? The truth, mind.
Well, I've been excessively busy. There's been a great pressure of work at the office, certainly, but I cannot afford to take a holiday now.
Well, I'm afraid you must.
Out of the question.
Miranda, sir?
Oh, put it down, put it down. Oh, I'll add my own water.
Tell me, if lamentably that drink should turn out to be poisoned and you fell dead on the clubroom floor, what would happen?
What would... Oh, good God, John.
At your office, I mean.
Oh, that. Oh, young Venables would take over, I suppose.
Excellent. Then young Venables will have to take over for the next 6 weeks.
6 weeks? I couldn't leave the office.
Those are the doctor's orders, my dear fellow, and I must insist you follow them.
I don't want a holiday.
Would you prefer a lengthy illness? Now, let's be sensible. Abroad, I think, would be your best choice. Does the south of France appeal to you?
No, no.
Italy, perhaps?
I detest sightseeing. If I have to go away,
yes?
there is a certain village. Don't laugh, I beg you. I was at school there, 30 years ago. I have extraordinary memories of the place. I suppose I was 13, 14 at the time. Even now I can smell the pine wood in the chapel, the scrubbed floors, the sauerkraut we had to eat.
Sauerkraut, you say?
Yes, it was a monastery in South Germany. My parents had to go east and left me there for 2 years. 1860, I think. Yes, it must have been 1860.
Capital. Seems the very thing. Peaceful, calm, and I imagine fairly remote from this turbulent world of ours.
Oh, yes. It was in every way unworldly. Sommerau.
Shall we travel on Wednesday next?
What? What was that you said?
I regret to tell you, my dear man, that I don't trust you. You'll leave the club and go home and feel slightly better after that very large brandy. You will then decide that I am talking nonsense and you do not need a holiday at all.
No, upon my honor, I will take a holiday, John.
Good. I shall be delighted to come with you.
It's very kind of you, John, and I'm grateful for the offer. I can't accept, of course. I would never presume on our friendship to such an extent.
Ah, you're looking better already.
I do believe you would have kidnapped me.
If I had to, yes. Oh, do sit down, Stephen. My knowledge of German is not extensive, but I'm fairly confident that that notice says it is forbidden to lean out of the window.
Oh, the mountain air, John. I'm breathing life and hope.
You are most remarkably high. How far does the railway go?
There's only one more stop, and that's our destination. Somewhere.
A fitting place for a monastery. A man could hardly get nearer to heaven.
Amazing. You have no idea how memories run back upon me. I spent only 2 years in Sommerau, yet it affected me, most profoundly.
But you were happy?
Why, yes. I believe I went through a very religious phase. I was impressed by the monks, you see. I thought their way of life utterly admirable and splendid. Yes, I was happy. And when my parents came from Strasbourg to take me home, I cried. Why do you frown?
I'm wondering if this visit is altogether sensible. Your famous school may have altered.
Oh, no. A monastery is timeless, my dear fellow. No, I shall find the monks virtually unchanged. Of that I am convinced.
Older?
I beg your pardon?
They will of necessity be older.
Oh, that of course. And there will be strangers amongst them and some empty places. But the classroom will still be there. The dormitory, the long hall where we took those silent meals. Another generation of small boys, John.
Do not expect too much.
We're here. This is the village. This is Sommerau. Can you open the door?
Yes.
Quickly. Oh, I have come back. Hand me the case, there's a good man, and my walking stick. Landlord, You'll take another glass of beer, John?
Thank you, no.
Oh, well, I shall. Isn't this capital, eh?
The inn seems pleasant enough.
I swear to you I can feel youth rushing back into my veins. I grow younger every minute. Upon my word, I have a good mind to go out and look for the monastery now.
No, Stephen.
I'm not tired, old friend.
Well, I am. Now, we've had a long journey, Stephen, and it grows dark.
Night on the mountains, marvellous. I could climb to the very top.
Meine Herren.
Ah, landlord. Ein Bier, bitte.
Gern, mein Herr.
Do you speak English?
Ja, English.
I'm afraid my German's pretty rusty after all these years. I used to be at school here, you know.
Ah, Schule.
When I was 13. A very long time ago. It was in 1860. I studied at the monastery up the road.
Nichts zu danken.
I expect you know it very well.
Bitte, mein Herr.
I don't believe he does speak English. The monastery, my good man, Kloster. That's it, das Kloster. You see the monks every day on these village roads.
Aber nein. Gott im Himmel.
I beg your pardon? I think we're at cross purposes. I'm talking about the monastery. The monastery. The monks. It's about 2 miles from here, on the other side of the forest.
Lassen Sie sich nicht irreführen. Aber nein, ach mein Gott. Nein.
Oh, where are you going? Come back. I want to speak to you.
The man is busy, Stephen. Let him be.
Oh, nonsense. There's nobody in the bar except us.
Then he's gone to fetch your drink. Now calm yourself. It is of no consequence. Tell me, did this inn exist when you were a boy?
Oh, I don't know. I really couldn't say. As a child of 13, I would hardly have noticed and certainly not been encouraged to go into it.
Bitte schön, mein Herr.
Danke schön. Look, perhaps you haven't been here very long. You are a stranger to Zamral?
I am 15 years in this place, mein Herr. There is no monastery. There are no monks. You have made a mistake.
What? What did you say?
Darüber soll man nicht sprechen. Ich komme gleich.
Curious.
Did you hear that? The fellow's mad. What does he mean, no monastery? Of course there's a monastery. It was my school.
Yes, Stephen. Now, do not distress yourself. I propose to go to bed. It's late, we've had a long journey, and you are not well.
He's keeping out of my way. You'll realize that, of course. He's trying to avoid me.
Who is trying to avoid you, my dear man?
The landlord. Only that serving girl in the bar today, and she pretends not to understand my German.
It is entirely possible, on your own admission, that she does not understand your German.
I will not say I expected to be welcomed back. Indeed, the time lapse is too long. But to meet with nothing but blank stares, to be told the very place does not exist...
Shall we inquire at the post office?
Yes. Oh, bear with me, John. I am tedious company at the moment.
You are in the grip of an obsession, my dear fellow. And I may as well humor you.
Grüß Gott.
Grüß Gott. I've forgotten. What is the German for monastery?
Kloster.
Ah, yes, of course. Wo ist das Kloster, bitte?
Bitte, mein Herr.
Kloster.
Keine Ahnung.
Do you understand me? Kennen Sie ein Kloster hier?
Nein.
Danke schön, mein Herr.
He was lying.
It would seem a pointless exercise. Perhaps your old school has been closed for some time.
They would still remember.
My friend, are you certain this is the right village? Are you positive you have the correct name?
Yes.
I see.
You doubt my sanity
Only
now.
your memory, Stephen. We speak of 30 years ago.
I tell you, John, I remember every turn in the road, the shape of the rocks, that patch on the mountain where the trees have died. Why, man, I could walk to the monastery from here.
Then let us do so.
Of course, why not? How reasonable you are, my dear fellow. Now we can put this nonsense straight again. Now then. This is the path. We called it Die Kelgen. There used to be an old stone gallows on the way. It can't be more than 2 miles. I promise you we shall be back in time for lunch.
Now, we have walked at least 8 miles. It is 1:30, and I, for one, would like to eat.
The thing is simply not possible.
Stephen, I want lunch. Let us turn back.
I will not believe
Put down your stick. Examine the facts, my dear good fellow. Your road petered out 3 miles away. There's nothing here save the forest. Dark trees, a tangle of weeds and broken ground. There is no monastery.
But there was!
You have mistaken the village.
No! There's been a disaster, perhaps a fire. The buildings have been destroyed.
Where then are the ruins?
Oh, I have lost the path. That must be it. I've chosen the wrong way.
Stephen, we have searched, we have exhausted all reasonable hypotheses. I must insist on returning to the inn.
Oh, forgive me. I have wearied you. Indeed, I am not well.
We can go slowly. I beg you to remember, my friend, that you are here to recover your health, not to harass your mind into a nervous collapse.
I was so certain of it. Even the roadside looked familiar to me. I could have sworn... John!
What is it?
Over there, half hidden by the brambles. Man, can you not see it?
Well, lend me your stick.
Well?
You're right. Part of a stone framework.
We called it the Galgan, the gallows. I have walked this way before. Do you believe me now?
Curious.
My memory is not at fault. This is the place.
There is certainly some mystery here. Yes, but come, it'll have to wait. Let us make for the village. Ah, that was a most excellent pie, landlord.
Yes, indeed.
Dankeschön, Herr Doktor.
I'll take some more salad, Stephen. Thank you. We must apologize for the lateness of the hour. We had the misfortune to lose ourselves in the forest. Can you follow what I am saying?
But of course, Herr Doctor.
There is a path through the woods, very much overgrown.
Nein.
There is a path. We were on it.
Nein, nein. You do not go. Please.
Oh, really?
Why not, my friend?
Gefahrenraum. Strengstens verboten.
Oh, what's upsetting the old boy?
Übel. You stay away, yeah? Away.
This is ridiculous.
Go after him, please. And question the man closely. You'd better have an excuse for charging into the kitchen. Say we need some beer.
The story is absurd, John. The nearest superstition.
Now, let me understand it. According to the villagers, there is a curse on the path?
Black magic, lost souls, and the devil. If we're to believe the villagers, children have wandered onto that path at night and never been seen again.
Well, that at least is susceptible of proof. It is a simple matter to check with the village priest to discover if children have in fact died or been lost on those mountain slopes.
Oh, he quoted chapter and verse, I must confess. The son of the local blacksmith is supposed to have disappeared in 1884. A boy from the other side of the valley came on a visit to his grandparents in 1887 and likewise vanished from human sight. My own reading of the situation is that both these unfortunate children lost their way, and it so happens that in both cases the bodies were never found. It's a wild part of the world and given to wild imaginings.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
I shall examine the church register. And you, Stephen, had better rest.
I'm not weary now.
No matter. In my professional capacity as your doctor, I prescribe 2 hours' sleep to be taken after meals. Which is to say, immediately.
There's no need, I promise you. I feel amazingly better despite that protracted walk, and my head is full of such whirling dreams.
Exactly. Now, you will oblige me by lying down and not rising from your bed till 6:30.
Oh, nonsense,
Now,
John.
compose yourself, Stephen, a little calm. I'm going to the church. I shall not be long.
Guten Abend, Herr Doktor.
Ein Bier, bitte.
Gern, Herr Doktor.
Has my friend woken yet?
Wie bitte, Herr Doktor?
Herr Hubbard, is he awake?
Oh, nein, he has gone.
What?
Oh, also he has left you a letter.
Give it to me.
Ja, bitte, Herr Doktor.
Forgive me, my dear friend. I cannot expect you to share my intense need, my passionate desire to find the school again. I am conscious that I overtaxed your patience this morning. I am searching the forest alone. Be good enough to tell the landlord I shall return for dinner at 7:30.
How long? How long has he been gone?
Gone, yeah?
Fool that I am, I should have foreseen this. No matter, I can follow him. At least I have a reasonable notion of the way.
There should be a track. Here we used to walk on Sundays. Overgrown and desolate. Yet I could almost hear the chapel bell. Yes. Oh, surely, yes. I am Stephen Hubbard. My name is Stephen Hubbard, and I have come back.
Listen. Of his own free will. Bruder Hubbard. Bruder. Welcome, Bruder Hubbard. He is here. He has come. Welcome, Bruder. We are waiting. You are welcome. You are welcome, and we are waiting.
Who's there? Is anybody there?
Stand up, Hubbard!
Yes, sir.
You have been sleeping, Hubbard.
No, sir. Honestly.
Then answer to the roll call. Present? Absent?
Present, absent.
Present, absent.
I am here!
Come, Hubbard. You are expected, Hubbard. You are late, Hubbard.
Stephen! I've been watching you for the last 2 minutes. Are you ill, man?
Why have they gone away?
Look at me.
You've no right to be here. It was not your school. They're not waiting for you.
Sit on this bank. You've torn your clothes. Now tell me instantly, Stephen, and I must have the truth. What did you see?
Nothing.
You swear that?
If I had. Oh, I wish I had.
You are in a very dangerous situation. I doubt if you appreciate just how dangerous. Do not meddle with the past. You lack the knowledge.
I heard them so clearly, John.
Heard?
The voices of my old masters. They were taking roll call, and they knew me. They remembered. They called me by name.
Come, get up.
Let go of my arm. I shall sit here for a while.
You will do no such thing. I am taking you right away from this place.
For heaven's sake, what is the matter with you, John? You go too far. You are presuming on our friendship.
I have my reasons.
Why should I leave Zomarau? The object of my whole journey
has been achieved.
No, no!
My dear man, on your own admission, you have now searched the length and breadth of that path. You have indeed gone several miles beyond it. And your monastery is not there. Let us forget the business and move forward. I have a fancy to visit the Haute-Savoie.
Do so. By yourself.
You have never questioned my judgment before, Stephen.
I have never wavered in my admiration for your talents. This strange gift you have, a rapport with things not of our world. You have uncanny powers, so you must forgive me if I say that on this one occasion I believe you are mistaken.
So are you, my friend.
What? What's that?
I have a long-standing affection for you, certainly. But I am also distressed at the fate of a blacksmith's son, a child from the other side of the valley, and who knows how many others.
Oh, this is mere rumor.
I have seen the records, though the priest, unfortunately, was not there.
Upon my word, you believe the local bogeymen. You really credit this tale of a dangerous road and disappearing children.
The thing is possible, you see.
Rubbish.
Given a powerful will, or even, God help us, a group of spiritually developed but satanic minds working upon someone at puberty or weak from the after effects of illness.
We'd better part company. I decline to be treated as a half-wit. I'm not even in your confidence. What danger do you fear, man?
Evil.
I see.
You dismiss it.
These are mere words.
In the beginning was the Word. And yes, you are right, it has become fashionable to deny the existence of evil. That does not, unfortunately, mean that evil has ceased to exist or work upon the face of the earth.
Ah, now we have it. Your danger has no face, no shape, no name.
I could name it.
Then do, for heaven's sake, end this mystery charade and tell me.
No, Stephen, I would need to be, very much more certain before I spoke.
Then you're not sure. You're simply guessing. You are alarming me and destroying my pleasure in the holiday to no purpose. Oh, I take this very hard, John.
Forgive me.
You spoke of leaving. Are you leaving soon?
Oh, Stephen, this is not worthy of you.
John, I have walked in your shadow too long. Are you startled to find I have a voice of my own and a will too? For I tell you most decidedly, I will not move from here.
As you wish.
Obertown, Mittelhof.
John, I should not like us to part in anger.
Then come with me.
No. A few days longer, for if I left, I should become ridiculous in my own eyes.
There are worse things. Can I not persuade you by any means?
Sorry, no.
Stephen.
Goodbye, John. Bon voyage. A pleasant journey.
I pray to God I am mistaken.
You are in some trouble, my son?
In truth, I do not know. You are the priest of this village, sir?
Yeah, but I speak English.
Then I should be grateful for a little information. I wish to know the history of Zamora, and more particularly the history of a monastery which I believe stood on the mountain slope.
Guten Abend, Herr Hubbard.
Good evening, landlord.
A fine evening.
As you say.
You come back into the inn also?
No, I am going for a walk. Tell me, what time do you lock the doors?
At 10:30, if you please.
I shall be later than that. Can you give me a key or leave a side door open, perhaps?
No. In summer I always sleep. We have to work early, mein Herr. You understand me, yeah?
Perfectly, my dear man, but I am a visitor and can hardly be expected to conform to your local habits. I'm not asking you to wait up for me, merely to be so good as to lend me a key. It is quite impossible to time my return with any precision. I must not lose myself. That would be folly. Here the path divides, as I remember it, and one fork curves to the left. Curious. This track. Only yesterday it seemed overgrown, derelict. Now the way runs clear before me. So, forward. Bless my soul. I must have gone sadly wrong before. Nothing could be more simple. As plain as daylight. But it is not daylight, and the moon has fled. Now, the path should bend. Yes, it bends across the mountain, and we boys broke into a run, for the track dropped sharply away into a hollow. Once you came round the great rock, you could see it. You looked straight down at the monastery. Dear God, it's there. Not ruined, not destroyed. The monastery, still there.
Hubbard, why are you running?
Sorry, sir.
Hubbard, come back.
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah.
You need not speak German now.
I remember you. You took the boys for their Sunday walk. You are...
Bruder Pagel.
Of course. You wouldn't let me eat wild blackberries. Do you remember? Bruder Pagel. Still alive.
The hour grows late. Shall we walk down to the monastery?
I beg your pardon. You must think I'm raving. The fact is, I'm an old pupil. I used to be at school here.
You are most welcome.
You called me by my name.
It is splendid to find a man who returns of his own free will.
My name is Hubbard.
The brothers will be marvelously pleased. Oh, yes. They will be struck by your remarkable action. Come with me.
It has not changed.
What are you saying, mein Bruder?
The dark tower to the east and the high stone walls. Candles glowing behind stained glass. The great oak door, which we were not allowed to use. Bruder Pagel, are we going in by the main entrance?
Why not? You have qualified, I think. Who is it? I bring a visitor, Bruder Kalkman.
Let me explain. I am an old pupil. I was here in 1860. I was passing, and I felt curious.
He has come of his own free will.
Most wonderful. Come in, Bruder Hobart. Come in.
Did I tell you my name?
Follow me, mein Bruder.
I had no intention of intruding. Forgive me. Only my natural curiosity.
Yes?
Why do I know your face?
I taught you to play the violin, Hobart.
So you did. Bruder Kalkman. How I used to practice. Oh, how fond I was of that violin. I had no ear and certainly no talent, but music practice meant you could escape from the classroom and shut yourself up in one of those little cells.
He is held in the grip of the past.
Follow, follow, if you've forgotten the way, Hubert.
You know, I really had.
The boys have retired to bed, of course. But it is splendid of you to come.
Oh, you are most kind. But I cannot stay too long. I have to return to the village.
Surely you will take some wine with us.
I have already been
we must celebrate this glorious occasion.
Indeed, your coming is most fortunate. We were about to celebrate. Brothers, I have with me Bruder Hubert. He is here as willing officer. Bid him welcome.
Magnificent. Most wonderful. Welcome, welcome.
You must sit at my right hand. Sit.
It is a great pleasure to me to see you all again. I was surprised. I had never expected.
Pleasure is ours. To make the night
Some
round.
wine, Bruder Hubbard.
Thank you. Oh, you must think me a clumsy guest. Awkward, stammering. The fact is, when I was a boy, we always wondered if the masters drank wine. I am realizing a great ambition, actually, to sit at table with you.
Of course you are. We understand that very well.
We understand. We admire great ambition indeed.
Many of you I do not recognize, I'm afraid. I was here in 1860.
You're here before. Yeah, before Italia.
Oh, it's a long time ago. And there are many faces I miss. Kind old Bruder Schliemann. Where is he?
Dead, of course.
Schliemann is dead.
Dead. He's dead. That's better.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. And the wise Father Superior.
Enough of this. You speak of the past. The past is dead. What do you expect?
Oh, forgive me, I did not mean to distress you. It's simply that finding so many of you miraculously alive, I grieve for the rest. There was Bruder Johann and Bruder Nikolaus and funny little Bruder Meyer who taught us Latin.
They're all dead. You abuse our hospitality. You shall not speak of such things.
I beg your pardon. I had no desire to offend you. I merely thought...
He spoke in ignorance. He is an honored guest. Let him be. More wine, Bruder Hubbard.
Thank you.
Permit me to fill your glass. A cigar.
This is really most pleasant. I have been ill recently. I'm here on...
Mein Bruder, we know why you are here.
And all the brothers respect you for it.
We respect. We admire. We accept.
Accept? Forgive me, what did they say?
Not everyone would have the courage, I think.
Oh, you mean to come back? There are disturbing memories, I suppose.
Men hold so fast to worldly things. They can give up so little for their belief.
Upon my word, you do me too much honor. Oh, I cling to the world and the flesh as much as anybody.
And the devil?
I hope you're not mistaken in me. I am a fairly ordinary man.
That is surely untrue.
He jests. You are pleased to be modest, Bruder Hubbard, but we are not deceived.
Well, I am certainly glad to be here amongst you all.
I never expected such a welcome.
Why not?
It seems to me that surely, of all the hundreds of boys who must have stayed here...
You are the first willing Opfer.
It is only fitting on the question, Brother Hubbard.
Ah, yes. Brother Hubbard, we are anxious to make your evening agreeable. On this your last visit, is there any desire, any memory you would like us to raise for you?
You mean...
Some memory it would be pleasant to recall.
Ah, I comprehend you. Oh, you are very kind. I think... Yes, above all, I should like to hear Bruder Kalkman play the violin.
My brother?
Why not? Let me fetch my Martin.
Bruder Pagel, you have made a good choice. Finally, a good choice.
Why did you call it my last visit?
There is any special music you prefer?
Yes, that piece by Paganini. Oh, foolish. I've completely forgotten the name. But I would enjoy that more than anything, because I could never play it myself. Bruder Pagel.
Hush, he plays for you alone.
Ah, this is indeed happiness. Do you still have the boys' orchestra?
Certainly.
Oh, I remember it well. And the minstrels' gallery. Ah, yes, there was this strangest superstition. I wonder if the masters ever heard it.
What was that, my brother?
Oh, you would no doubt have laughed, but we believed... The story went amongst us boys that if you looked at the minstrels' gallery at midnight, you would see walking across it the figures of those who were about to die.
Idle words, Hubbard.
Yes, sir.
You cannot see the future.
No, sir.
You are not attending, Hubbard.
Sorry, sir.
What are you staring at?
The gallery. Upon my word. There is somebody there, leaning on the wooden rail.
Impossible.
I can hardly make it out. The room is dark, and the cigar smoke drifts across my eyes.
You dream.
But there is a figure beckoning to me.
Look away.
Oh, my God.
Be silent. Be still. I command you.
Now I see it plain. The figure of a man. Beckoning. God in heaven. The man is myself.
Play, Bruder. Play. You must keep
Listen to the music, brother.
Listen.
I can see myself in the gallery.
Does not our brother play like a dark angel? Does not the music catch your very soul?
In truth, Yes.
Be still. Give yourself up to the music.
Tell me, Bruder Pagel, what does Opfer mean?
You will not regret it. This is the supreme moment of your life, Hubbard.
I have entirely forgot my German. Ever since Bruder Kalkman used the word, I have been trying to remember.
You need no words. Your action is enough.
Oh, my mind has grown so numb, I cannot think clearly.
It will not be long now. Sit quiet. You have not long to wait.
No, I am unwell. I must leave you.
Sit down.
But I remember.
You will obey me.
Opfer means sacrifice. Oh, dear God. Where am I? What am I doing? I screamed out loud. Yet they've not heard me. They sit and nod. They put their heads together. They huddle in their robes and drink wine. Why are they all smiling at me? I am Stephen Hubbard!
The time has come, Stephen Hubbard.
I must go. I'm not well. Forgive me.
The Master will be here at midnight. The
Master. I cannot stay.
Have no fear. He will accept your sacrifice.
Your willing sacrifice, Hubbard.
I am here. My Lord, my God. My Lord, my God. Very present help in time of trouble.
Lie back. It's finished.
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow.
Stephen.
You.
I've been watching for the past hour.
Oh, I thought I was dead. Oh, dear heaven, it's cold.
They're on the mountainside. Here, drink this.
Oh. What is the matter with my throat? Where is the monastery?
There is no monastery, my friend.
I saw. I heard. You said you had been watching.
Oh, yes. The pressure on the mind was amazingly strong. It formed the most powerful images. Can you stand?
Hallucination?
If you like.
Only the night sky. The alien stars. Are you telling me it was never there at all? It was not real?
It was real enough, Stephen. But it was not there, not in the sense you understand it.
Bushes, dark trees, not even a path.
Scorched earth.
What's there?
I think they burnt it to the ground.
Who?
The villagers, of course. Once they discovered... but we will talk of that later. Can you walk? We must get you back to the inn, to a fire.
It seems a nightmare from the past. I can barely remember it now.
You were in grave danger last night, and I fear I took an unforgivable risk. But the thing had to be done. Landlord. You'll have brandy.
Thank you.
2 large brandies.
Ja, gleich, Herr Doktor.
You say you took a risk in leaving me here at Zomara.
No, I had always intended to return. No, in waiting for so long before I broke the trance.
Yes. You just stood there watching me. In heaven's name, why?
You were being used, my friend. Your mind was a conducting element through which a malignant force could operate. I had no choice. I had to make the evil show itself, and then I could destroy it.
I cannot believe this. There were many good men at the monastery.
Of course. That is why they chose it.
They?
Oh, Stephen, the old question, the old answer. There is no hiding place more suited to vice, no home more easy to penetrate than a simple, innocent community. I think there were no more than 3 of them. They practiced the worship of the devil within the sanctuary itself. Certainly the villagers who have an animal instinct for dangers became suspicious, and when the children vanished, they burnt the place to the ground. Unfortunately for them, they had destroyed the physical building, but not the will to do evil which had focused there. It lived on.
Reaching out into the present day?
Oh, yes.
Can such things be?
You doubt it?
My mind refuses to accept it.
And therein lies your difficulty. You've never understood the nature of a man's mind, Stephen, or the terrifying force it can control.
Bitte schön. 2 große Cognac, meine Herren.
Ah, thank you.
Oh, bitte, Herr Doktor.
I would dismiss the affair as a sick man's dream. Only...
Well?
In my delirium, I thought they were, in truth, about to strangle me.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You will not have noticed it is concealed under my shirt. But when I dressed this morning, it was still there, John. A deep bruise across my neck.
Secret Worship by Algernon Blackwood was adapted for radio by Sheila Hodgson. John Silence was played by Malcolm Hayes, and Stephen Hubbard by Fraser Carr. The landlord, Michael Wolff, Bruder Pargle, Alan Dudley, Bruder Kalkman, Dennis McCarthy, the priest, Sean Probert, the post office clerk, John Bull, the waiter, Peter Whitman, the porter, Roger Gartland, and the cabbie, Michael Shannon. The production was by Harry Catlin.
The Empty Sleeve, one of the series of Stories of the Supernatural and the Uncanny by Algernon Blackwood, adapted for radio by Sheila Hodgson. The Empty Sleeve.
That's it. Stop. Here we are, my dear fellow, the Vagabonds Club.
I find the English a most extraordinary race.
What's that? I beg your pardon? Oh, do let me help you down, dear boy.
Thank you.
How much do I owe you, cabby?
2 shillings, sir.
Extraordinary?
This imposing house is surely a meeting place for gentlemen of independent means, a wealthy and, I would hazard, an exclusive group.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, keep the change, cabby.
Thank you, sir.
And yet, you call yourselves the Vagabonds.
And why not? Damn it, you have to call the club something.
So you choose the Vagabonds with that English understatement, that little private smile of amusement at the paradox.
Well, what's in a name, huh?
Forgive me. You see, I speak as a musician, an artist, and we are regarded as rogues and vagabonds in all seriousness.
Oh, come. My dear good man. The artist has an honored place in our society.
I am glad you think so.
Shall we go in?
Good evening, Mr. Hubbard.
Good evening, James. I have a guest tonight.
Yes, sir. If you just sign the visitor's book.
Yes, of course. Let me have the pen. I'll be with you in a moment.
You must vouch for my respectability, or I shall not even be admitted.
Upon my word, you're a prickly fellow. This is a private club, Mr. Hyman. We have certain rules.
Good evening, Stephen.
John. You're not going, I hope?
I'm on my way home, yes. My coat, please, and call me a cab.
Yes. Oh, stay and have dinner with us?
Oh, I'm sorry I've made my arrangements now.
A drink at least. Let me introduce my friend, Mr. Isidore Hyman.
A pleasure, sir.
How do you do? Stephen, you'll have to excuse me. I'm late already. Goodbye, Mr. Hyman.
Goodbye, Dr. Silence.
You know my name? Have we met before?
No, Dr. Silence. I became aware of your identity, that is all.
And you are?
Isidore Hyman.
Yes. I've been unpardonably slow. I didn't recognize your friend, Stephen. You are a very great artist, Mr. Hyman. I regret profoundly that I cannot join you tonight. I should have been glad of your acquaintance.
We shall meet again, I think.
Why, yes. Yes, I think we shall.
Your cab, sir.
Thank you. Good night, good night.
Good night, John. Oh dear, what a pity. So you've heard of John Silence, have you?
We have certain interests in common.
Really? Upstairs, my dear chap, we'll take a glass of sherry in the drawing room.
What I wish to know, Stephen, is how you met the man.
In Germany. He was giving a concert in Munich, and some mutual acquaintance took me round to meet him.
Curious fellow.
He has a curious reputation.
To tell the truth, I find Hyman's stuff a bit highbrow.
Then how did you come to be giving him dinner at the Vagabonds Club?
Well, he has a series of concerts in London this month, and was civil enough to leave his card.
Yes, but why you?
In confidence, John. He needs a favour. A small service. He came out with it during dinner.
Well?
The fact is, the man's a stranger in London. He's asked me to buy a violin for him. I am to purchase a Guarnerius, which I shall find in a small antique shop in Chelsea.
A Guarnerius? That's a rare treasure, certainly. Does one exist in London? And what prevents Mr. Hyman from going to buy it himself?
They dislike him.
Strange.
This is no ordinary shop. Two brothers round the place. They're not pressed for money, and they will not sell to Mr. Hyman, or so he says.
We are left with the question, why you?
He believes I might have better luck, and he trusts me, I suppose.
Oh, my dear good man, you are eminently trustworthy. When do you propose to buy this marvellous violin?
Sometime today.
Then I shall be happy to accompany you to the shop.
Good heavens, you think me incapable of running a small errand?
No. But there is some mystery here, Stephen. And I find myself profoundly disturbed by Mr. Isidore Hyman.
Oh, what an amazing place, John. Look at that jade Buddha. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. And that painting. Oh, it must surely be a Renoir.
A tiny stock of articles, but all of them quite exquisite. We're dealing here with connoisseur, I think.
Oh, I see the owner in that back room. Little old man in a velvet jacket and smoking cap. Oh, God bless my soul. There are two of them.
Good afternoon, sir. Fine day?
Fine day, sir. Good afternoon.
We were admiring your taste, Mr.
Gilmer, sir, and this is my brother William.
William Gilmer, sir. My brother's name being Arthur.
How do you do?
You've come with an introduction, no doubt?
An introduction, yes. They always come with that.
No. It just happened to be passing. Casual impulse, no more.
Now, my friend wishes to buy a violin.
Oh, a musical gentleman, Billy.
As you say, Arthur, a man of music. Please come this way, sir. We keep all valuable instruments at the back of the shop.
For any particular reason?
Things get moved, sir. Oh, dear me, yes.
Yes, we really cannot have them moved. Mind the step, please.
And your head, sir. The beam is somewhat low. Not that it bothers us, William and I being on the short side.
On the short side, as you can see. To business, Arthur?
To business, certainly. You're interested in any particular craftsman, sir? You have a design, a period in your mind?
Oh, I don't know. Is that a Guarnerius over there?
No.
I had some notion of obtaining a Guarnerius for my collection.
You have a collection of violins?
Collect violins, do you, sir?
Why, yes.
That is not in the least like a Guarnerius, sir.
Guarnerius is entirely different, sir.
Have you got such an instrument?
Arthur?
William?
Oh, dear me.
It is not on display, sir. And it is most emphatically not for sale.
No. It has never been for sale.
Let me explain. Money is no object in this case. I can meet any price you care to name.
Very sorry, sir.
Quite impossible, sir.
Out of the question, William?
I told him, Arthur.
You will at least permit me to look at the thing.
There would be no object in it, sir.
There would be no point. No point at all.
In that case, Stephen, we'd better go.
Should you change your mind, here is my card.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
Stephen.
Good day, gentlemen.
Mind your head.
Mind the step.
Oh! Upon my soul, did you ever see a more ridiculous couple? Two little old men echoing each other like West African parrots.
I doubt if we cut a much better figure.
Good heavens, you don't think they suspected me?
My dear friend, I'm quite certain they did. I've never seen a countenance more compounded of guilt. And when in your nervousness you pointed to an instrument that even I could recognize as a viola, the only possible course open to us seemed instant flight.
Confound it.
I've been most devilish clumsy.
No matter. You can at least give Hyman the consoling information that the brothers refuse to sell to anybody. They have no particular animus against him.
I declare they're still watching us from the window. Look. Now one of them has moved to the doorway.
Let's call a cab. Tell me, does Hyman play tonight at the Queen's Hall?
I believe so, yes.
I have a fancy to attend the concert.
Excellent, why not? They may be sold out, but I can make inquiries when I give Mr. Hyman the unhappy news. There's a cab. Cab! Cab!
A packed house. Your friend Hyman commands a great following.
Oh, he's immensely popular, John. In Germany, he was mobbed wherever he went. Crowds besieged the concert hall.
It is a grave responsibility.
Huh? Oh, what?
To possess such wondrous talent. Well, how did he take your news?
Oh, extremely ill. He stared at me with those queer, foreign eyes. And his eyes are yellow, upon my word. The strangest thing, a kind of yellowy brown. Then he spat, a habit I detest, and sprang away into the mist.
It has been worrying me all afternoon, Arthur. Do you suppose those two men were sent by him?
Sent by him? Oh, why sent by him? Oh, no. They couldn't have been sent by him.
He is in London.
Look, I will not be browbeaten. The instrument belongs to us. If we choose not to sell, that is our privilege. Now, have you bolted the door?
Yes.
Good.
A foggy night. The mist is drifting down from the rooftops, clinging to the lamppost like so many cobwebs.
Is the window fastened tight?
Why do you ask?
Because damp air is harmful, brother. It endangers the health. Oh, 7:30. Let's eat. Come into the back room. Bring the lamp with you.
At once. Bring the lamp, yes. Oh.
What is it? Where are you? What have you done with the light?
I missed my footing on the stair. Oh, dear me.
Are you hurt?
No, just my ankle. I seem to have smashed the lamp. How dreadfully careless.
You must have a candle. Stay where you are.
Mind how you go. There's broken glass and paraffin all over the floor.
7:30. He's late. Oh, no doubt the fog has delayed him. No, we are about to begin, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is with the greatest pleasure we welcome Mr. Isidore Hyman.
A handsome devil, wouldn't you say?
In the grip of some obsession.
Oh, why that?
My dear friend, from your own experience. And from my own observation. Look at his hands. See how he clenches them even as he bows and smiles.
Have you got the program there? What's he playing first?
A sonata by... see for yourself.
Oh, another of those modern composers. Amazing tone. He can certainly work magic on the fiddle. Mind you, I liked his Munich concert better. You would have enjoyed that program, John.
Stephen, I entreat you to be silent.
Oh, yes, quite right. Sorry.
Has he fainted?
Oh, my God, what's happened?
Calm yourself.
He must be ill. He isn't moving. But why don't they do something? Why don't they get him off?
Follow me, Stephen.
They shouldn't crowd round him, you know.
That exit over there.
Yes.
Excuse me, madam. The stage door will be at the back of the building, I assume.
I can find it.
Then do so at once. I beg your pardon, sir. I'm trying to reach
me.
the gangway.
Excuse me.
Why is the light so bad? You have placed the candle too high, brother. I can hardly see.
Then fetch more tapers. There's a box in the front room. You'll find them near the door.
How has the fog got in? The shadows confuse me. They rise and waver. I cannot...
What is it? Oh, William. Is something wrong?
Look!
Oh, now calm yourself. There's nothing there. Only a patch of darkness staining the wall. A lamplight shining through our shop window. What is the matter with you?
Can you not see?
Room grows full of mist.
He has come.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Mr. Hyman? Is it you, Mr. Hyman, sir? You take us by surprise.
Is my visit so unwelcome, then?
How in the name of God did he get in?
My dear friend, through the door. How else?
But Arthur, the door was locked.
We thought we had locked the doors, Mr. Hyman.
Forgive me if I startled you. I have so little time. I play tonight at the Queen's Hall.
Indeed, yes, indeed. We have read the papers. We were expecting...
We wish you every success, sir.
I thank you. There is a sonata I can only play to perfection on one instrument. Where is it?
Arthur?
You promised.
It grows late, Mr. Hyman. It is not convenient.
We have a neighbour, sir. The noise. I regret to disappoint you, but under the circumstances you must realize...
It is not suitable.
We do not wish it.
So it is out. You turn against me.
No, I assure you.
How often in the past have I played for you? Alone?
We are grateful. A great honour. Your music has been a constant delight to us.
But you find us in some disorder. My brother has broken the lamp. And as you say yourself, you must be on your way to the Queen's Hall.
I am the master of my time, Arthur Gilmer, not you. Give me the violin.
No.
We cannot be discourteous, Arthur. And besides, it would not be sensible to cross him.
I am waiting.
I shall have to unlock the cabinet. Oh, I do not have the key.
I'll do it, since there's no help for it. Here it is, sir.
And now you shall hear true music.
Good evening. I was in the audience, sir, and came to see if I could offer my assistance.
Oh, are you a doctor? We have sent for medical aid.
I am a doctor of a kind, and I have the honour to know Mr. Hyam.
Oh, thank goodness. It was the most appalling shock. They carried him onto the sofa there. I've no idea what went wrong.
Oh, the heat. It's devilishly hot in
Is
there.
he conscious?
I'm not sure.
May I get to him, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Thank you. Hyman. Hyman, give it up. You can hear me, you can understand me. I order you to give it up.
He moved.
Hyman, listen to me. I am calling you.
His eyes flickered.
Hyman.
You.
We have met before.
Oh, yes. And you are John Silence.
I am. Now lie still. No harm has been done. But I warn you most solemnly, this mischief must stop.
I fail to understand you.
I think not.
Mischief? I do nothing that you have not practiced yourself, John Silence.
I am in control of certain mental powers. You are not. You are dabbling in a very dangerous science.
With amateur fingers, you would say.
Oh, come, man, be reasonable. Would you not laugh if I attempted to play the violin?
And do you laugh at me, John Silence?
No, I grieve for you. And before God, I warn you.
Somebody make a statement from the stage, please.
Yes,
I shall
sir.
continue my performance in 5 minutes.
Yes, Mr. Hyman.
Now, my dear good fellow, is that wise? How do you feel? Are you sure you're well enough?
I think Mr. Hyman is himself again.
Of course, I thank you for your help, sir.
But you will not take my help.
Hubbard. How kind of you to trouble yourself. You were in the audience, I suppose?
Yes.
Can I lean on your arm? I am a little weak still.
Yes, of course.
Blame your English weather. Blame this atrocious fog. Still, I have an audience waiting, and they shall not be disappointed.
I see Hyman was taken ill last night.
What's that you say, brother?
It's an item in the newspaper. He collapsed during the concert at the Queen's Hall, but recovered and, finished his performance to scenes of great applause.
He's a great artist, you see, whatever one may think. Why are you frowning?
What time did Hyman call on us? What hour?
Oh, dear me, I should not like to be precise. I had been lighting the oil lamp. 7:30, perhaps.
Oh, no, Billy. Oh, no. He was performing at the Queen's Hall at 7:30. It must have been earlier.
But I remember, brother, you said it was supper time and you called for a light.
Just because of the fog. It was no more than 6.
Of course. But I heard the clocks strike 7:30.
Your eyesight is bad. You heard the quarter strike, not the half. Hyman arrived at 7:15 and left at 7:25.
How sensible you are, Arthur. Getting to the Queen's Hall in 5 minutes from Chelsea.
Oh, God bless my soul, you are determined to make some great affair of this.
But Arthur, he couldn't have done it, Arthur.
Well, then it is the fault of the daily paper. They are not reliable, the press. Oh, dear. Beyond doubt, the concert must have started at 8:30, not 7. 8.
Just so, Arthur. But the poster said 7:30.
Oh, it is clear to me that this man Hyman is upsetting you. Now, I must consider your health. You are no longer young.
I'm the same age as before, Arthur. 1 year younger than yourself.
Well, I will not have you made uneasy. I suggest we send a letter to Mr. Hyman, thanking him for his interest, his past kindness, and saying we do not wish to do business with him any more.
Agreed. Let me fetch paper and ink.
I see there's a mention of it in the Daily News.
What's that? Yes, I'll have a small brandy, waiter.
Yes, sir.
Isidore Hyman's collapse at the Queen's Hall. But no word of your part in the affair, which I consider devilish unjust.
Oh, Stephen, I had no part in the affair. I merely offered my services, which were declined.
You must not take offence. I suppose I know the fellow rather better than you do. Oh, these Bohemians.
I shall not apologize for intruding at your club. I am extremely angry.
I told the gentleman to wait downstairs, sir.
All right, James, no matter.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Hyman. Can I offer you a drink, sir?
You cannot. I demand an answer. What have you said to the Gilmer brothers?
Nothing, upon my word. Indeed, I have not seen them since the day I failed lamentably to buy you a violin.
Do you then swear you are not responsible for this?
I beg your pardon. What is it? I've not got my glasses.
You will permit me?
Oh, read it. I care not who sees the monstrous ingratitude of these fools.
Mm-hmm. But, Mr. Hyman, this is an entirely courteous note. Merely stating they see no reason to do business with you in the future.
They cannot mean it.
I feel sure they do. And surely, since they will not part with the violin, there is no more to be said.
2 old men, senile, doddering, and they possess this wonder merely by the accident of having made money at their wretched trade.
Oh, come. Their business is honourable, and the making of money has not yet fallen into disrepute. The violin is their property, Hyman.
They cannot even play it. They keep it locked away in a glass cabinet, and then they send for me. They sit nodding and grinning while the Guarnerius sings.
You do not have to play to them.
How else can I get my hands on it? With such a magnificent instrument, I could astonish the world.
You have already done so, my friend. Be content.
Why should my talent be cheated? Why should I be denied? My spirit will not rest till I have it. And surely there is a way.
Wait.
Ah, yes. You have my letter, thank you.
Now, Hyman, be careful.
Why? Do you fear I shall resort to armed robbery, Dr. Silence?
I know what it is I fear, and so do you. Since first we met, I've been aware of your danger.
Let us speak plainly, sir. You are a man of some power. I recognize you. We meet as equals. We are not as other men, John Silence. To you, I give my respect, my admiration. Together, we can achieve.
No.
Forgive me. I have no manners. I am an uneducated foreigner interrupting two English gentlemen at their club. How can I apologize? Goodbye, Mr. Hubbard.
Look here, my dear fellow.
I warn you, most solemnly.
You forget I am Isidore Hyman.
I warn you.
Of what?
Of yourself. You are dealing in matters you do not understand. You walk in peril.
But I am not afraid. Good night to you, my colleague, who will not be my friend.
Extraordinary chap. What the devil did he mean?
I fear for that man.
Talks a little wildly, I confess. It's the artistic temperament, you know. One can do nothing but ignore it.
Oh, Stephen.
Where are you going?
I have some shopping to finish.
At this hour? But John, you've not even had your brandy. Wait for me.
Good evening, sir. We were about to close the door.
The door, as you see, was nearly closed.
Could you spare a moment? I find myself in need of a trifling present for a friend. A paperweight might be suitable.
William?
Paperweight, yes, sir. Glass or bronze? We have a fine selection.
Thank you. Let me see both. Yes. Yes, I think I can make a choice from these. Charming. Tell me, I believe you have a customer, an acquaintance of mine, the celebrated violinist Isidore Hyman.
This is persecution.
I protest. This is less than honest. And you have been here before, I think.
He has. I remember his face.
Forgive me. I mean no harm.
What do you want of us?
Isidore Hyman has received a letter.
So soon?
I took it round by hand, brother. I thought there must be no mistake.
He cannot then say that he has not received it. Yes.
We are grateful to the gentleman, but our mind is made up. We do not wish any further commitment.
I see. Allow me, however, to explain myself. I have no direct contact with him, only a very great interest in the matter.
What does he say, brother? What does he want?
Why have you broken off your dealings with Mr. Hyman? Oh, come, such a connection could be to your advantage. Do you dislike Mr. Hyman personally? Or is there perhaps something you fear?
Arthur?
Really?
We should sound absurd. Oh, dear me. We should be thought ridiculous.
We are old men, sir. We can be permitted our fancies.
Of course. Yet I should like to know what it is you fancy.
Sir, what time did Hyman play at the Queen's Hall yesterday?
Why, 7:30.
That was the advertised performance, sir. But did he begin on time?
Oh, within a minute or two.
You see?
But are you certain?
I was in the audience myself.
You saw Hyman?
I can assure you that he was playing in the Queen's Hall about 7:30.
Oh, God!
William?
But the thing is not possible!
What troubles you, my friend?
We have a violin, sir, which your friend Hyman desires. It is our property. We have a natural anxiety that...
No more? Now listen to me. Do not distress yourselves. Do not be afraid. And above all, do not let your mind stampede you into some panic action.
Arthur, what does he mean, Arthur?
Merely this. The violin, I take it, is safely locked away.
We keep it in the back room, sir, inside a glass cabinet with wooden sides.
Locked, securely locked.
Well, we are not irresponsible, I assure you. I carry the key on my watch chain. Here.
I grow forgetful. I am not young, but Arthur has the key.
Excellent. So there is no cause for alarm. Yet I should be failing in my duty if I didn't warn you.
Of what?
Now calm yourselves, my friends. Whatever you see, or may think you see, above all, remember there is nothing to fear.
I cannot follow.
He is reassuring us, brother. He is saying that Hyman means no harm.
I cannot say that with total confidence, but he can do you no harm. So be easy in your minds. And I promise you, he will forget these dangerous obsessions. How much do I owe you?
Sir?
What's he saying now?
I have chosen a paperweight, Mr. Gilmer, and I would like to pay for it.
John! John, over here!
Ah, thank you.
7 Ebury Street, driver. You'll join me in a nightcap?
I will indeed. I find myself exhausted. There are few things so hard as attempting to warn the innocent without alarming a simple nature.
How did you succeed with the brothers Gilmer? Huh?
I'm sorry I forbade you the shop, Stephen. I feared they would recognize you, and I took a pointless precaution as they instantly recognized me. Were you intolerably bored?
Not in the least. I've been reading the evening paper. I see our friend Hyman leaves for Italy tomorrow.
Indeed. Oh, that's good news, if true. When does he return?
Not for 3 months. Then he's to give another concert at the Queen's Hall.
Be so good as to book tickets for us. I should like to enjoy his art without a dramatic interruption. And surely he will forget.
Arthur?
I'm making us a jug of cocoa, Billy.
Ah, that will be most agreeable. Jug of cocoa, yes.
Yeah, if you're coming through into the kitchen, bring the sugar.
Bring the sugar, yes. Oh, confound it.
Now, what's wrong?
Who let that cat in? It's not safe, I declare. I nearly lost my balance. The wretched creature ran between my legs.
A cat? Oh, you must be mistaken.
What? But there was a sensation of fur against my ankles. Brother, can you not smell it?
Oh, very, very, very. Oh, dear. Oh, yes.
Yes. Why am I never believed?
Bless my soul, yes, disgusting. You've answered the smell of a tomcat.
It must be found and removed.
But it's not here, Billy.
Where is it?
Well, it seems to me the cat must somehow have contrived to slip inside the shop during business hours and is now gone, leaving a filthy smell behind it.
I saw it outside earlier. A shapeless, furry thing. It sat upon the wall as you let the gentleman out.
When was this?
An hour back, Arthur. The man who bought the paperweight. I thought at the time, it's watching him.
How so?
As our customer stepped into the street, I caught the yellow flash of eyes, and the notion flicked across my mind. It's watching.
Oh, come. Let's have our cook. I'll open the window. We must air the place.
Oh, no.
Oh, be reasonable. We shall lose custom if I do not get rid of the animal, Rick.
Oh, please, brother, close the window, I beg you.
You're shaking.
Oh, I'm so dreadfully afraid.
Of what?
Oh, Arthur, it may come back.
But, Billy, we are not certain it has gone.
Oh, I shall catch a fever. There's a draft coming up from under the floorboards.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Now, let us go to bed. Yes. And with a calm mind, Billy. Remember, the gentleman was most positive in his assurance. He said Hyman could do us no harm.
But the gentleman is not here, Arthur, and we are. Oh, what's happened?
I knocked something down. I caught my elbow. Can you bring a candle up here? to the landing.
Yes, don't be alarmed.
Oh, I am not alarmed, Billy. I have merely hurt my elbow. Oh, well, there's no harm done.
You've knocked the Japanese scimitar off the wall.
Yes, the hook has worked loose and fallen out. Now, can you take this thing from me, Billy?
Yes.
Thank you. And put it on the table downstairs.
Yes.
I shall deal with it in the daylight. Now, come along. It grows late.
11:10. I must be on my way home, Stephen.
Oh, must you? What a pity. A pleasant evening.
It was indeed. You will remember to order the tickets for the Queen's Hall. There will, I imagine, be quite a run on them.
I'm sure of it. Where did I put your coat? Allow me, John.
Thank you.
John, I wish you'd tell me, in the last resort, what could Hyman do?
Do?
To possess himself of the violin.
I'm not sure. The man is almost certainly boasting, and in that may lie his salvation. But you must never underestimate the power of a violent passion.
Oh, quite. I remember a time in Scandinavia, was it not?
The Camp of the Dog.
Still, that was a case of sexual obsession.
Yes, but my dear man, the modern world has gone sadly astray. We are possessed of an energy of which sex is only one manifestation. It's as if a pianist, given the whole range of the keyboard, were to spend his life playing scales with one finger. A state of affairs which must be a grave disappointment to the deity.
You mean
all forms of creative energy are one, and any desire that has grown too strong is dangerous. For the mind, failing to grasp the beloved object by normal means, may break free and attempt something else.
It's either too late, or I have drunk altogether too much claret. Oh, you defeat me, John.
Don't let it distress you, my dear fellow. It's of no consequence. Hyman leaves by the morning boat for Italy, and there is nothing to fear. Good night. I can see myself out.
Arthur? Are you awake, Arthur?
Billy, you should not be out of bed. It's 3 a.m, and you've forgotten to put your bedroom slippers on.
Oh, I could not sleep. And you are in your dressing gown? Oh, yes, oh dear me, yes. You have been up, I think.
The moonlight woke me.
And nothing else?
The moon is full.
Arthur, there was a shadow on my blind.
The wind shaking the lime trees.
I tell you, brother, something leapt from the roof.
A cat, then? A cat? And why not a cat?
Arthur, it cannot get in, Arthur.
Why should it want to get in? Cats roam the empty streets. Oh, and soon, no doubt, we shall hear their abominable screeching.
Listen.
Yes. Then you were right. And indeed, I can see it, sitting on the pavement.
What?
A huge grey thing with yellow eyes. How oddly they flash.
It is not natural.
Oh, come, old fellow. It is entirely natural for a cat to have glowing eyes. It occurs in all the feline tribes. Still, since you are distressed, we will get rid of it. Pass me the water jug, there, from the basin.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear. Be careful, it's full and very heavy.
Oh, I can manage. Just lift it clear of the ledge. Oh, shoo! Go away!
Has it gone?
Yes.
Strange. Why didn't it cry out? And where did it go?
Doesn't matter.
Arthur?
I poured the water directly over it. And yet, Billy, the thing appeared to melt into the ground. The shape dissolved.
Well, cats move fast, and we both have bad eyesight.
Go back to bed. Oh, it would be folly to make ourselves ill. I'd better shut the window. Oh, there.
We must not be foolish and imagine things, Arthur. After all, there is a strong bolt on the windows, and you have locked the door. Arthur?
Good night.
Why are you listening?
I am not listening. I am exhausted as you are. Oh, I shall sleep.
What can you hear?
Oh, nothing, upon my word.
But I can. A pattering, scratching noise, as if something were climbing up the drain pipe.
The wind. The furniture. Oh, we're becoming absurd, old fellow. Now to bed. We shall laugh at this in the morning.
Listen. Can you not hear?
Cornelius.
There is no mistaking now. Someone has touched the violin. Oh, God, how did they get in? How can we get help? Summon the police?
I will not suffer this.
Come back, Arthur. Arthur, consider. We are two old men. We cannot fight them.
We have the advantage of our own ground. And surprise, our courage, brother. Put out the candle and follow me.
Oh, I shall fall in the dark.
Hold my arm. Oh, no, you hinder me. Put your hand on my shoulder if you must.
They may have weapons, Arthur. A revolver, and we have no defense.
Move carefully down the stairs. Where did you put it?
What?
Think. The Japanese scimitar fell from the wall. Where did you put it?
On the table, at the foot of the staircase. But you cannot see.
The handle is gold. It should gleam, even in this light. Oh, yes. I have it. How we can protect ourselves.
I beg you.
Again, we must move faster.
Brother, where have you gone?
Here. Follow me.
This is too dangerous.
They shall not steal my treasure. Where are they? No light in the shop. No sound.
There is something in the back room, crouching near the cabinet. Small, formless.
An end to this!
Oh, my God, my Saviour, my Lord, deliver us from evil, not into temptation, valley of the shadows, deliver us from...
Light the candles.
What?
Light the candles. We cannot remain in the dark.
Oh, I have no matches.
Well, open the curtain then and let the moonlight in.
Yes.
Where are they? Where have they gone?
Help us, dear Lord, we have no help but thee.
I struck against some living thing, of that I am convinced.
Put down the weapon, you're frightening me. Oh, Arthur.
You were at my shoulder. Did you see nothing? Well?
Oh, Arthur, I swear to heaven, it looked like a cat.
Come over here.
Huh?
All's well. The Gurnarius is safe.
Safe, yes, safe. Are we safe?
And yet that's curious. It has most certainly been moved. Look. It has fallen sideways on the shelf. Where is the key?
You keep it upstairs, brother.
The cabinet is securely locked, but there are deep scratches on the wood.
I told you so. There was an animal scrabbling at the lock.
Brother, the door cannot be opened, yet the scratches are inside.
Impossible.
Look through the glass. There can be no doubt.
In the name of pity, what was it?
Who knows?
It screamed. It screamed like a soul wailing in hell.
I couldn't see the form clearly. It lay huddled in the shadows. I brought the blade down on...
What?
Oh, Billy, look. I've cut off its paw.
Good morning, James.
Morning, Dr. Silence. Nice day, sir. Take your coat.
Ah, thank you. And how are you?
Very well.
Oh, John, thank goodness. Oh, I've had the most appalling shock.
What is it?
I went to the Queen's Hall early to book our tickets. I found the place in uproar. I scarcely know how to tell you. Hyman is...
Not dead?
Oh, no, worse than a sense. He was found unconscious in his hotel bedroom an hour ago. There's been some ghastly accident. Oh, John,
John, he has lost his right arm.
Dear God.
The hotel manager's frantic. There's no sensible explanation. The man himself is delirious, and whether he fought with some intruder or was attacked outside the hotel...
I must go at once.
What's that you say?
And yet... why should I go? There's no virtue in distressing two old men. And I'm too late to save Isidore Hyman.
Oh, you speak in riddles. What do you mean? Can you guess how this terrible thing happened?
I can do more than guess, but... there's no help.
What?
And he is not the first great artist who has strayed into the hidden areas of the soul and so destroyed himself.
The Empty Sleeve by Algernon Blackwood was adapted for radio by Sheila Hodgson. John Silence was played by Malcolm Hayes and Stephen Hubbard by Fraser Carr. Isidore Hyman, Peter Woodthorpe, Arthur Gilmer, Hayden Jones, William Gilmer, Alan Dudley. The cabbie and the theatre manager, Hector Ross, and the porter, Garrard Green. The production was by Harry Catlin.